There's so many people that love EDG. They've been waiting so damn long to see them back in a playoffs like this.
Yeah,
with
champs,
pretty much the same.
Champs in their home country at the end of the year, this is the tournament now. There's no excuses, I think. I think the meta is their way, form is their way. I think everything is pointing towards EDG. EDG's comp change, crazy here.
Kong
You're
Kong
seeing Waylay, Sky. Kong Kong not playing the Jet here. There's going to be big question marks if he is not performing on this Waylay, because Jet is the obvious pick for him in this meta and on this map.
And they have played Kong Kong on the Waylay on this map previously. When we think to the regional performance, I'm also looking at Smoggy here. I hyped up his Phoenix, but he has also been jumping onto that Raze more recently. We've not really had a chance to speak about Chichu, but he has also been having such great individual performances when we think about how they looked coming into this event through China, looking incredible.
Yeah, starting on that defense side, I said before, they're not aggressive enough for me. I think that with the Waylay, with the Raze, you're looking at trap plays. I want to see either early round aggression, trap plays, or mid-round, I want to see them pushing out. They can't be rotating through spawn against FUT. FUT are going to be too quick for that. I want to see some flanks coming in. I want to see just giving the game towards FUT.
And a first-time Cypher for Gianni as well, here on the global stage. I'm intrigued to see how he gets on. He's, of course, been having to flex across a bunch of different things. We saw the Neon when we think back to early games in China. I'm excited to see how that kind of play style changes for him coming into Haven.
Tell me this, Waylay. Why are they picking it over the Jet? It seems so obvious to put Kong Kong on his best agent.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think that there are lots of things you can do with this agent. FUT are doing it themselves. It is about trap plays, using that saturate to get that A main space, to get that garage space, but I haven't seen it so far from them.
EDG, they've had time to prep. They've been waiting for this moment to return to global playoffs, but a fierce FUT awaiting them. Map 1, Haven, London, make some noise as we hop into things with Bren and Sideshow.
And there's bound to be an explosive one between these two teams here. We've got EDG, the champions of China, going up against a FUT team that are an absolute tear. This Turkish Brotherhood right now that have just bested the reigning world champions and now looking to take another scalp here as we enter day 2 of playoffs here in the Commonbox Arena.
EDG, massive crowd favorites, but there are so many questions immediately about what they're up to because this composition change is crazy.
Yep, already we're seeing some fast off the cuff gameplay occurring. Trying to get themselves into garage, and Nate is good. Chichu using that as a good opportunity to reposition up through. Nobody's deep pushed in A main. Already deep control over towards A lobby, and it's causing a pivot over towards FUT now in a different direction. Looking towards B. It is open. A lot of space going to be given up, and they make the call to just go all the way, wrapping around. They know that A lobby space is taken, and they know off the jump they're going to realize that A side is now open as a result of it.
Gianni's cam taken down instantly. Look at this trip as well that was laid down to try to catch Sop or Zeus as they were scaling into the A side. This is now like a washing line above their head.
Not too worried about it now. Post plant now to be played here for FUT. They are surrounded. Multiple avenues, but it's an EDG that has split up, scattered across the winds essentially, and the clearance is called for. Nobody rooted out of his position towards bricks now. It's all onto these EDG players. The trades are coming in thick and fast. Smoggy though, missing this opportunity ever so slightly. Sidestep by Crostali, knows he has to play time up towards that heaven angle. Crostali wins his fight out. This is FUT in complete control. Domination towards the side. Chichu, one hell of a task ahead of him, and the time already ticking way out of his grasp. That's full of a pistol open here on Haven.
And what a great one it is. Showcasing that they can adjust to what EDG are up to. And also looking like they're in slightly better form, at least to open things up. They're the team that's heated up, having played the Swiss stage. Nobody caught there, tucked into a corner. Lots of solo fights. Lots of FUT players coming out on top. This is a really dangerous team. They've done incredibly well throughout the Swiss stage. And even when their backs are against the wall, even when they lose maps, they are never falling over. Every map is close, and I think in this series, a lot of the maps, they're going to be favored. Haven has been their stomping ground.
I mean, the map pool is something that the desk was talking about, we're going to be talking about all throughout, but Haven's an interesting one. FUT have managed to get this one in all of their series that they played so far.
Yeah, at some point,
London.
At some point, surely someone's going to end up banning their best map.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be EDG.
Bit of presence there, confirmation from the flash, but FUT have got other ideas.
Nobody loves to hold that A-long angle where you just saw him take a bit of a tag from the Marshal. Even in previous iterations of EDG's Haven, he looked like a potential weakness. The guy is crazy. He's certainly a player to watch, but his attack side calling when the side swap have been one of the big things powering EDG through. But now, though, FUT have got a completely empty C site. Looks like a great opportunity to just solidify their position. There are a lot of threats when you think about FUT coming into this game and EDG having weeks and weeks and weeks to prepare stuff.
34 days.
You've also just got no idea how a comp like this plays. I'll tell you, Waylay Raze is not something that FUT will have played against in any scrims. On Haven, there's just no way. No one is playing Raze on this map.
Yeah. Making a right call on this one. Nobody making all the noise in the world. It's going to be heard by EDG. It's going to be coming that most of the presence is going to be through CT, and that's where FUT are looking to get a couple of eco kills, farm up and generate some ult sweater at it. Stop taking that first contact. Just looking for it. Signs alive here. Armor dissipated. Overwhelmed though, EDG. Bide their time. Anchoring down, just aiming to go down to the spike in a spot like this.
They made it decently expensive too. Couple of Bulldogs saved over. Sociable.
There we go.
Just out of dodge, but Chichu's got that Phantom. A nice collection from EDG there. Takes a bit of sting out of FUT. But EDG have got to show us in this round right here what they've been prepping for. This is their opponent's map pick. It's an expected one. It's one clearly that if you watched EDG in China, they were not comfortable playing Haven. Uneasy allies, EDG and this map. And yet in the past, they've been dominant on it. So they understand the theory. But what theory have they brought in today?
Attempt now to see if they can push back the bonus of FUT, and they're all in over towards the A site. At least towards lane control nice and early. Deep cam in mid's not going to be broken. Very passive defense, but a lot of noise being made and heard here by nobody. He's going to be calling for some reinforcements. Smoke popped up, lay it down. Chichu's got that paranoia prime, but all of it. Sop is ahead of most of this here, but he doesn't end up squaring up for the fight properly enough. It's Chichu. Swift dismissal, slaps him down, and FUT were moving in a completely different direction off the back of it, but Jenny, re-exploration, catches the kill that was necessary at that. Massive advantage now to EDG. Contact plays continue here, but still aim is sharp here. EDG, no messing around, it's Kang Kang and Smoggy combining their might.
Little bit of fear in that round from FUT, not something that we're particularly used to. I think they're incentivized to go for these contact plays, Brent, because Smoggy and Kang Kang have got the saturate and the nade to be able to play with. It is quite potent on the defense side. Again, we're learning how this composition works as we watch because it's such an unusual one, but FUT themselves will be coming in and kind of double guessing their own preparation. Normally they're quite an explosive team, but that was a very contacty approach on the bonus. If they had hard come into the A fight, I'm not sure that EDG was set up to defend that well. We'll see how much Sop has relayed to his team about his entry into A. And early on, EDG have been putting a priority towards Garage and towards B. Yeah. They seem to expect the fight to be headed towards the middle of the map.
Flash, Kang Kang. Exploration towards mid. He doesn't overcommit though. Move with the cam enough, really. It's going to cause FUT to have to re-clear some of this space, commit the drone towards it. They've already got Sociable in a very forward spot. Just, hold on, spotting that one, yeah, just ahead.
It's good information, though, from this dog. Clears out the whole of short and recognizes that Sociable's probably alone on this one. They still keep 3 players stacked on the site. But FUT, in the meantime, have been chasing ghosts in mid. Kang Kang with the refract put pressure there.
Yeah, Smoggy, though, is going to be exploring here just from that delay with the dog. But now that's a little bit too much contact that they were hoping for. Immediate dissipating back towards the side, looking to see if he can anchor and hold this one back. Chichu is using the util. He's trying to bail out nobody who's cut tight to this corner. Finding it difficult now. They're going to be overwhelmed, and the presence comes down to the aim and the gunfights. Nobody trying to shut it all down. Still traded out in the end. Costali did a number on him. It's brought FUT into a 2v1 now. Post plant down without a problem. Jenny attempt to take the timing, but no clearance into the corner, and there it is, cleaned up. FUT leading this one 3-1 so far.
Re-exploration with that trailblazer from nobody. I thought he'd seen enough that there was no one down short, and yet they still commit to the double re-clear rather than rotating players off. That stuck nobody in this angle, and to be fair to him, he does great, but all of his health dies in the meantime. FUT focused on taking out everyone else who was coming in to try to bail out the IGL. And FUT go up 3-1. They haven't put pressure on EDG's economy just yet. Chichu being able to save that Phantom early, actually paying dividends here. Kang Kang's got the op in hand, and this is the deadliest weapon. Kang's a nightmare with the op, and if he can get himself into good positions and anticipate the end point, FUT are probably going to pay for it. But as of now, that FUT exploration towards A, pulling so many players.
Slow going. Thrown into many. Oh, VXX, Jenny. This is brave. A lot of damage done, breaks the trip here. EDG just softened up and calling for the pack to come back towards him over towards C.
Again, the Trailblazer out through A, sets up Kang on the line. He is not going to be a threat in this round, just holding that A line as the rest of EDG get to rotate and help Jenny.
Jenny needs some assistance now. He's going to be spotting a bit of contact with just the one player. Now the cage propped up and they've walked all the way up. That's going to be saturated to the floor. Sop unaccounted for. Already here, holding them all the way back. Bladestorm in hands, and an attempt to retrieve the gun is successful. That could go down here. It's a tough retake for EDG. Doing this one with the operator in Kang's hands, but he's not scared to get aggressive. Not when his team needs it, but they are a player down. It's going to make it very tough. They need mistakes to be made. FUT to open themselves up. Overzealous potentially with the peaks, but it looks like they're already primed for it. Paranoid is sent early. Sociable, he's still looking for a little bit more. Head clean off the shoulders of Smoggy. EDG slow going with this retake, and at this point you might be just calling it quits for the save. Still kills flooding in, but at this point yet time ticking too far away. It's another round added to the tally here for FUT.
We've seen earlier in the tournament that FUT actually have fumbled some of those post-plant situations. That was one of the biggest reasons that they lost the vitality early on. Good to see them there, still looking actually to challenge, still looking to put pressure onto EDG. There was no way that EDG could get through the choke, especially with Kang just holding the op like this. He's got to pass that off to somebody else and try to set up for the retake. In theory, this comp could retake fairly well, but only if Kang commits to it. And EDG are going to take a timeout fairly early here. FUT are learning more about their opponents with each round that passes.
Yeah, they're forcing a lot of rotations with just some of the early noise that FUT are putting out.
And the rotations are late, Brent, as well. Yeah. I mean, Jenny there was begging for help for so long. He took a very early timing down C. There was a lot of forward notice that EDG needed to get over to C and help him. But there was no flood there.
No. Taking a look at this Coinbase win condition, there's not too much to look forward to really for EDG. Just scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of trying to put a buy together. Whatever this timeout is for, will be for the follow-up.
I mean, I would say the big win condition for EDG would be trying to lock down over towards A a little more with the operator. Yeah. I think when you look at what FUT are going to be doing on that side of the map, normally they're looking to challenge you. If you really want to take a fight, I think A-Long, if you can try to even use your refract to get in front of Sociable's brick smokes, that would be a fantastic way of Kang being able to generate some early picks. If he's going to play the Waylay instead of the Jet, there have to be some Waylay-specific things that he is looking to do on this map, whether that be the retake, whether that be the use of refract to walk into aggressive positions. Otherwise, what was the pred for?
That's what I mean. We want to see evidence. I think that the time has been well spent because for EDG, a lot of pressure on them at this tournament, as there always is, but past two global events, 2 matches, 2 losses, they've been bombing out of them. They're hoping for a return of form. Back to some of the glory days.
Here's this A long take that I was talking about. Sociable smoke over towards bricks. Kang chooses a passive position at short, though, just hoping that people are going to walk into him. EDG re-clear, flash sees nothing, so Kang might feel confident to get on an angle, but this just means that he is going to be in a spot where no FUT players are. It's great information for the rest of the team, but it hasn't helped them in these prior rounds. They need to be getting Kang into these fights. He's a superstar player.
Going to be broken here. Sociable, TP, it's going to be cancelled. He spots signs of life forwards now, but that's a Cloudburst off to the side. Sop just trying to insert himself into the side. Zeus, double dash is accounted for. Chichu's right there. Let's see if he can return with that fire again. Back to the side, back to the wall. He really needs to barrel his way out, but this is all Sop. EDG alongside him. Just barreling over to EDG. Attempt of a defense, attempt to flood in and help them out. Kang. Consolation prize with a kill. But he just looks to save this op for another rainy day.
Sop has been magnificent, man. Even when he took a little bit of a day off, Zeus stepped in, the double duelist duo, no matter who it is, and usually it is Sop on Haven. They've looked spectacular. Yeah. This is one of the things we could have been talking about coming into this game, is the experience gap between the two teams. Because EDG, they've been here before. Of course they have. They've won champs. They've lifted the trophy for their region. But FUT, Sop feels like the newest big name to step onto a stage like this. Yeah. If you were watching him in EMEA, you knew that he had talent, but we mostly knew him for his neon, for what he'd done across Tier 2 even as well. But this jet that he's brought out here has been immense at
magic.
London.
It's magic stuff. I mean, when they put the operator in his hands as well, we'll probably see that a little bit more when we switch sides, but one of the most exciting matches is that Kangkang versus Sop matchup when you think about it.
It really isn't disrespectful to Kangkang to say that they can go toe-to-toe.
Yeah.
And saying that about anybody's jet.
Come on. Nice, one more. Nice!
It's so clean. The way that they dealt with that flood attempt as well. EDG, not with enough utility, not with enough smokes to be able to get into backside and reinforce that. EDG have used their tag timeout, and I haven't really seen an adjustment that's going to help them get on top of FUT here.
Kangkang's much braver, though. It's past that A-long smoke, taking a lot of space off the back of it. Jenny, quick break of the cam, quick disengage. Now Soa, okay, Smoggy, just stop. Oh, hold on, that was a dodge from the refract. Pulled it all the way back, and FUT, they're squaring up, gearing up potentially for a bit of an offensive play, but Hunter's Fury was committed. Cristali feeling like that was a lot more pressure where it came from. Still, massive plays all around. Kangkang with a deep push, though. Gets a punish, and the trade is instant.
That's fantastic.
And now, straight on top.
Now FUT's just opened up this line towards A. They're accelerating. The call's really nice here from Sociable. Chichu tries to make a reactive play himself and gets fended off by Sociable, who even picks up Jenny as well.
Risky plays, and it needs pure heroics from EDG, but it's just going to be another round one here for FUT.
And this one,
inevitable.
This one was the big adjustment, Brett. This was Kangkang getting onto the deeper line over towards A-lobby like I was asking for. And yet FUT dealt with it brilliantly. They look at home on Haven.
Yeah.
This is easily their best map. But where's a weakness for them? We haven't really seen them tested. Nobody wants to go into their ascent. Neither of these teams wanted to play towards it. EDG even looking to ban it early. FUT allowed to get away with murder. And once again, final play of falls for EDG. FUT in complete control.
Yeah, it's tough going for EDG, but for FUT, they're going to be happy with this one. This is a very strong start, a team that on the back of a ton of momentum. And there's that dodge earlier from the refract.
It's beautiful, isn't it? We've seen more and more players get great with that. I think one of the biggest things you can give FUT credit for, too, is how they've evolved and how they've changed themselves. The coaches deserve all the praise in the world. Vlad and Bambino. You are looking at a team that took the time before Masters London to reinvent themselves. And we were hoping that for EDG. No signs of it just yet.
Money's a bit scrappy here for EDG. Bait and switch setup, Chichu. Don't believe he was tagged or seen by the early drone.
Kangkang's given up on the operator as well, maybe looking to utilize the ult instead. Some kind of trap play over towards Garage.
Yeah, it's a good adjustment so far. EDG been prone to over-rotate from the early noise cues. This time, it's a stack of players ready and waiting. Convergent passes forward. Stop is already there, leading for the entries. Sidestepping Jenny! Somehow it goes down in the midst of all of that. A bit of damage done, but it's inserted. Smoggy now into the back, but he's saturate. Sidestepped and dodged and still unaccounted for. No one looking towards it yet. Still the kills flood in. It's a feed filled with red. And Yena J's putting his stamp and his name onto the round.
FUT's fearless scaling into these backsites is perfection. As EDG challenge, they are met with multiple FUT players, all posted up, controlling the angles, winning the duels. They're ready for them to be swinging out through the smokes. And they navigated Jenny's setup really quite nicely. Jenny's got specific prep setups to try to stop the normal FUT exec on C. He's got a trip to catch the Waylay. He's got a trip to catch Sop's updraft on top of the double box. Doesn't matter, FUT mix it up and power through with good trading, good spacing. This is a team reborn from EMEA. I'm loving watching them.
Made the most the short amount of time that they've had off of the entirety of the Swiss stage. On an absolute tear.
They rebuilt their comps. They've looked heavily prepared for every team that they've faced. If they win this game, they'll match their best ever performance at a global, which was 5th, 6th at Shanghai. And they've still got more to give. I mean, that was they went down to the lower bracket and won a game there.
Yeah.
Talking a bit early, obviously, but FUT are in control here on Haven.
Like a bit of a punish over towards Link. Still, the shots Rain out, rattle from that barrel. Still Sociables there, able to trade. Still, it's going to take some individuals. Sharp shooting on display from EDG to see if they can find a way forwards in a round like this. They're not working with the best in terms of weaponry. Just the Sheriffs. We'll see if they can make them sing. Double up, walking into the smoke. It's all Sociables domain. Slam shut the door in their face, Jenny. Wanted to flank rapidly at that, causing a bit of noise, bit of sound and peeling eyes towards him, but massive advantage here still to FUT. Plant down rifles in their hands, and they know where Smoggy is. Be able to get a couple of kills here, potentially, but it's just Zeus sidestepping, dancing around the bullets. 8-1 lead here for FUT. This is pure dominance.
Sociable's call-in has been beautiful as well. What a pickup for this team, a player that we don't talk about too much, but he went from being in a position where he was a contender player on a team that was doing well, that BBL squad, to coming in and just locking down a solo role for FUT. He's going to come in, he's going to lead, and there've been a lot of questions about how the Turkish IGLs are going to be able to take the raw aim of the region and push it forward. Well, he has done great. Also 11-3 shooting. Now, we were talking about a Coinbase win condition earlier. Here's another timeout, forced to burn the second one because they're down 8-1.
This is tough. Tough going for EDG. It's a squad with tremendous pressure on their shoulders, as always, but they don't want to repeat the history books of what's happened the last two events that they've attended. But they weren't able to get anything done. They just went out way too early, and still, we are early days yet in this series, but it doesn't bode well. They have to turn it around here, second time out burns.
Yeah, they're coming in cold to this tournament too. Yeah. They haven't played in a long time. Scrims, they're all well and good.
That goes there.
But it's matches
that
and
goes there.
Witnessing your own improvement, believing in yourself, that's the kind of stuff that's powered FUT to this. They said that when they beat Full Sense as easily as they did, it just invigorated them with that level of confidence. EDG yet to find that. Here's a trip that we're showing you again. There are a lot of tricky setups that Gianni is trying to run to catch Sop in these updraft positions because that's the way he likes to entry with the waylay of Zeus as well. But they haven't found what they're looking for just yet.
Cage triggered.
I mean, there is some anti here, but it's micro anti. The macro game, EDG are getting wrecked.
FUT have been quite consistent, I think, in terms of making noise early, rotating to different places. Not punished too yet for it, but it'll be a prime time to try and speed it up.
We also haven't really seen Kankan be able to get into the game. Another round here where he's posted up on the opposite side to the area that FUT take contact.
Largely being avoided. Here to Jay. He's crossed up here earlier. Doesn't have another cage to cross, and Kankan is on the line. We'll see what reaction time test, and there it is. Past the mark with flying colors.
Cage, they found my
Plenty of bodies as well waiting. EDG, they have the ability to try and FUT defend this one if they choose to hard commit. 47 seconds left. FUT at umming and ahhing, and even that contact back to peel all the way, but they don't have any map control elsewhere.
Looking to try to get the punish here. Sop is one of the Jet players alongside Kankan that loves to run this attack side op. Had an idea perhaps that Chishu was going to be going for that jump spot. They've seen it in previous rounds. It's going to be an A re-hit. And the flashes from nobody, the position from Kankan are allowing this to still be this three-player stack. It's EDG's best chance of taking another.
Really is in quite some time. Chishu already drawing that blood. Cristali, though, is going to answer straight back. Trying to wrangle control with the rifle. Still that time. Bled down to the bit a few moments here for EDG. Finally, another round in their hands.
The crowd roaring a sigh of relief as well. I think recognizing that their team needs to be powered forward by sheer force of will if they have any chance of getting back into this haven. This round, though, one of the first where they've been able to get that good stack on the site. And I think Sop's adjustment coming out of the attack timeout to attack up didn't actually pay dividends for them. I'd like to see him go back to the rifle or maybe even using the Blade Storm in the next round. It's an interesting idea coming out from the FUT coaching staff to mix things up and change the tempo, but listen, it was working.
Oh, Swoggy, what is this? Off the rip, showstopper. He's going to try and lead the charge, making it feel like it's a bit of a squeeze.
Another
dodge, but on the open, that won't save you from the rifle. Feels like it's a bit of a crunch into their spawn angle, but everybody else is just sitting tight and pretty here. EDG. There's only Smoggy really activated, and he's all the way got out with his life.
They've got Kankan posted up down C, and now nobody's walking down there. But that does mean that A is incredibly weak at the moment. FUT choose not to bite. They had a timing potentially, but if they are going to go back into C, nobody's positioning is very unexpected. It is not common for a Sky to be tucked down C cubby like this.
It's unorthodox, really, but that sums up, I think, nobody's game. Loves to make the unexpected play.
And the drone is not going to reach him. Kang can take contact, bait, and play the IGL in.
Broken up. Nobody's going to be hearing potentially some sound cues as well from the rotation away over towards A, but there's no movement, no budging. Nobody, though, will start to piece it together now with a deep push out. Hasn't seen any signs of life. Calling for the rotations to A. The question is, they're going to be fast enough? 30 seconds remaining.
Double walk down
left.
short.
And this is it. The re-clear could go so damn wrong. It's Sop. And he's just taking liberties now, EDG. Inserting himself into the conversation. Like a dagger to the back, this guy ripping them to shreds. EDG barely able to get the right read in time, and they're just not even getting a chance to show what they've got.
Again, getting mangled in the macro, Sociable showcasing that they don't just have to run these execs, they can also play a slow game. And Smoggy's left wondering what he could possibly do in a round like this. A 1v4, where two of his teammates, himself and Gianni, do not have the credits for the next round particularly, so it's gonna have to be a save. But saving to try to put together a 3-9 half just feels awful. EDG wanted more than this. At least he manages to recover the operator. But I can't say that Kang has had much impact with this gun, unusually for him.
Very patient game really being played by FUT as well. Poking, prodding, ensuring that they don't run into anything that they don't like the look of here. But the last round will really do something. And like you said, best case scenario will be that 9-3.
30 seconds left.
Sop, really, individuals. And that's been what's powering this FUT squad outside of what we were bigging up for the coaching staff, for Vlad and Bambino, the work that they put in. It's also been raw individualism, tearing away some rounds out of the hands of their opponents.
EDG themselves need a hero. Jenny with an early cam. Nobody there to help apart from Kang with an op. Here comes Chishu, ulting in.
A little bit of reinforcements now. He's going to lay it down. That anchor smoke's going to be saturate in through the back onto Sphere as well. But a bit of spam into the smoke, just spotted out. I believe the recon revealing. Jenny was lit up there, both by the bullets and the dart. Kang trying to get active. That's a blind shot through the smoke, and he's able to at least find one. Plant still needs to go down here. This EDG did a much faster onto the approach. Plays in position. There's no more second chances. You have to commit into this one. Kang still posted.
Hitting the brakes.
Saturate flies forwards. He's looking for signs of life to see if they can poke their heads up and around, but Stop over towards the top and accounted for with Zeus. Let's lose to the convergent pass and a 10-2 finish with a flourish at this first half here. Haven, complete control here for FUT.
EDG tried to flood C. They tried to set retake C. Nothing was working. Gianni getting absolutely bullied, and this version of Haven, it does not look like the prep has worked here.
One enemy remaining.
FUT own this map against anybody, but maybe even more so, most dominantly against EDG today.
One hell of a beginning here for FUT, playing in front of EDG, and you might think they might be hometown favorites, but not with this crowd down on the floor, waiting by. Need to hear some noise, and EDG desperately need their energy.
We've got a lot of energy here because I have found some EDG super fans. Yes!
Let's go!
Thank you so much for joining me, guys. And first of all, Kevin, you're saying that they're meant to lose the first map.
Yeah, in the Champions, our EDG always lose the map one, but we're gonna win the second and the third.
And why do you think Pearl? Why is Pearl gonna be a very strong map for EDG, Isham?
I think although we have meet a lot of difficulties, I believe that Kang will destroy every one of them. Yeah.
London, do we believe in Kang? And Ray, you have gone to many events now to support EDG, is that right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And what was the best event so far? Was it maybe Seoul?
I think let's believe Kang then I will get win. And I was just say the Kang said before, let's all guys focus on VCTCN.
Yeah, and I think the fans are going to be focused and locked in on the teams as well. Can you just talk me through the artwork as well? We've got Jet versus Jet here.
Yeah, because Soap has played so well in the Switch round, so we think that he is the best Jet now. But we believe that Kang is a better Jet. So I'm really focused on the competition between them. So this photo is on this one.
Well, we got 2.5 maps to go, guys, or potentially 1.5 maps. We'll see after this one. EDG fans, make some noise!
That energy is desperately needed for EDG. We've already talked about the expectations on this team's shoulders, but horrific start for them. Down 8 rounds at the first half of Haven. For FUT, it's a prime opportunity to get a nice early lead on a map that basically is home territory for them in London.
I like the narrative of the best Jet of today versus the best Jet of all time. I mean, I'm digging it,
I'm
but
here for it.
Kang is on the waylay to open up. And Sob, he wants more heads.
Smoggy spotted out here, and now we're going to see that delayed refight cooking off, and we're going to see it. Yeah, okay. Kill found.
So confident.
Lightning fast by Sop. Even with the saturate going a little bit wide here. Immediate reaction by EDG. They are deep in through spawn, and they're making a call, potentially planning into backside. You know that they've lost all very long. They're going to take it one step further here. Dog as well is going to be clearing a path potentially forwards if they choose to take it. Just spots the signs of life from the one, and it is Kang. Deep on the line now, up towards Heaven. Could be a game changer. 3 players though, a FUT all squaring up now, gearing for the takes. But Marquise, slide off angle, it's nice work, but nobody straight back at it. Instantly there with a trade, Kang wins his fight out. This is the best signs of life that we've seen in quite some time, EDG. There it is.
Another situation where nobody puts himself in a spot for the rest of his team to play off. Comes up with the goods, a 3K in him from this round. Just holding these tighter angles.
One enemy remaining.
They've got the skill, if they could show it. This would be one hell of a comeback, but I think FUT will have something to say about it once guns are back in hand. Can EDG warm up at the very least? Yeah. Oh, you don't want to see them walk into this stack early on.
It would not be good for them.
Nobody's attack side calling has been quite good, though. It's something that I've been a big fan of in China. Let's see if he sniffs this out.
5 players out of line of sight. EDG, they might walk all the way up into this one. It's a trap well laid out. Nobody. Already that awareness is off the charts, and they clear up most of these players. The right clicks, though, reigning true, and Sop will get cleaned up regardless here. Yet a J. Tucked tight. Nobody do too much in a spot like that, so they navigate the danger.
I mean, I don't know about navigate it so much as bulldoze it down. Yeah. They walked straight into the stack, but nobody clearing the second player there really is good awareness. Recognizing that it was gonna be a trap setup. And Zeus was baiting for someone.
Spike down A.
I've still yet to see the EDG theory. They took so much time off and reworked their composition on this map. This is the bonus round. If you have any tactic to run, it should be deployed right now.
It's got some bite to it. A couple of Spectres, 2 rifles. Zeus. 2 walkabouts now in through mid, and no one is watching. Sociable, trying to activate off the pressure, but he's already heard these signs of life. No, he's twisting and turning. He doesn't expect it. Kang matters into his own hands now. All the way forwards, Refract just there in time to peel all the way back. It has granted him a lot of space over towards C. Jenny, tasked with holding on to it. That will be able to go down. Still at a player disadvantage.
Yeah, no utility to work with either. They have to make a play here, and Kang's going to be the one to do it.
Moving forwards, it's watched for. Yet a J. Counting for the deep push, knowing that there's risks to be taken by EDG just for them to get a way back in. Now leaves it down to a 2v4 deep face out into the open. Just the one, Spectre damage, double dash backwards, forwards. Zeus, weak as anything, but overwhelming Smoggy. And Sop, not worried about being the villain.
They are the villains today, especially here at the Copperbox Arena. But man, they are giving it. And it's fun to watch. They're hyper confident. Sob's got that quiet confidence too. If you hear him in interviews, he's just will always tell you that he thinks that he is the best. Yeah. Not in a braggadocious way though. A way that's borne out across his entire career so far. EDG failed to put together the bonus that could have potentially got something going for them on the attack side, and now this is must win. Smoggy 2 away from a showstopper. Looking to take the fight over towards A.
There it is, aggression is the name of the game. The reveal shows all! No one has a bloody clue! Blind as anything, the recon spoiling the party. EDG crunched and collapsed. And it's Sop the one to do it, shushing the crowd in the process.
I don't know if it's going to be a library in here so much as a revolt if Sop keeps this up. Where is the break on the recon? We've seen the recon dart absolutely destroying Jenny on the C anchoring. And now another situation where EDG don't anticipate that A lobby crunch.
He is so happy to be the villain. Oh yeah. Feasting off the lack of energy.
Next map, we get to see the Jet v Jet probably. Face v Heal. Kang v Sop. That's what I'm looking forward to, because this map is done. From the moment they began, FUT were in control.
Oh
They've had the better read the whole time.
Picked apart. EDG is taking liberties here. Deep Smokes lay it down.
Take flight.
Odin in the hands of Cristali. Paper mache floors, a convergent pass, all going to be offloaded now on either side here. Big stuns though, and that's going to be that showstopper again. Pulled out Fuse, going to be falling down to the bitter end potentially. Pre-fire into the corner to no avail. No real kills going away, but it's every ult offloaded, and for FUT, they're really now seeing if they can make their mark onto this one moving forwards. Dissecting the sights. It's a map that is in their sights. For Haven there, feeling almost preordained. With a flourish, with a finish like that, Kang, he tried his best. It was not enough to keep them in it. Map 1 of Haven goes the way to FUT.
We're going into Pearl, map 2. This is a map EDG banned a lot domestically, but now picking it here, what do you want to see change as they lock in this Jet Phoenix?
So watching the VODs, I think the EDG on the attack side, too much mid-defaulting for my liking. If they do that this time around, FUT are going to eat up on these extremities. I think that FUT were very good on the defense last time. They couldn't just convert late rounds. They were getting these extremities. They're getting the macro advantages. They just couldn't quite close out some of these rotations. And I think that if they watch the VOD back, I think FUT are in a very good spot on this defense.
I think something to keep an eye out for is this sniper head-to-head between Sop and Kang. We didn't see the value come through on the first map from Kang, but he needs to step up from this one.
Both these teams waited years to be back in global playoffs, but for FUT, they've delivered already. A map away from victory and knocking EDG down below. We head into Pearl with Bren and Sideshow.
For EDG, this is their chance now to see and show and prove that they can bounce back after getting smacked around here. The fans wanted, they themselves wanted, I think, an opportunity to prove that this isn't going to be like other global events recently that EDG have attended, where they haven't lived up to the expectations. And that form of prestige that they've earned prior, where trophies were being lifted, they want to return back to that form, but they have one hell of an uphill battle to do it in this match now.
EDG, they are the hope of China, and hope can fuel you, but hope can also be an anchor if it comes with expectations, and at the moment, EDG are struggling under the weight of those. They're going to take a bit of B space. FUT, ready for it, reading it. Feels pretty similar to the way that EDG were playing in China so far.
Already walking up, there's going to be mollies laid down towards the back here, but the supplementary spam is there. Stun matters not. Kang's able to find that kill. Sociable though, the attempt now. FUT are just flooding all the way into this. Kills in to be found. They're crossing up these players and now with a spike out into the open. Chichu, good luck to you. It's a high-low already being cooked up. Jump spotting by Sop, looking for signs of life.
Without blocking vision.
It's a lot to navigate. Star's going to be deaded here. Exchange of the weaponry, picks up the bandit. But at that kind of range here, FUT have already cooked up the perfect answer.
Really clean from FUT as well, just falling back into that high-low setup at the tucked corner there. Meanwhile, incredibly decisive on their decision to flood in. Zeus is in, makes space to play Sociable in, and runs his way forwards.
If there was going to be that turnaround, I'll have to wait a little bit longer. One more round at least for EDG before they can get the buy online. FUT though. Control most of the map here. See the identity that they've got in terms of how they want to play the map.
Yeah, they're going to get
A main, B main control.
Yeah, going to get pushed up really deep on the outsides of the map while they leave the trip to cover the insides, along with initiator pairings, basically.
You are hard committed here. There is no backing out of that one, and the flash will at least come and ring out true. Crystali underhanded. He's going to be cleaned up as well. So not the cleanest affair by FUT.
No, very committed position to play on the anti-eco. Don't mind that on a rifle round, but they've offered EDG an opening. These are the kind of opportunities you can't afford to let slip when you're down 0-1 already.
Right there.
But the outsides of the map are squeezing in on them here, Bren.
Yeah, they have a level of awareness in terms of where they could be. A main control. It's theirs. It's going to be locked down by Sob. The trip's still active. Really, the only question mark is going to be that Suez angle, but even that has been watched ever so slightly.
They've cut noise, but they haven't actually done anything with the space. They're just hoping that players from FUT walk into them.
And there it is. First player drop now of the remaining 3. EDG looking to see if they can make a move onto the side. Trying to clear up towards the back of the side. It's an instant trade by Chichu, but now he's in a 1v2 plant. Full committal. Zeus is just right there behind. So 2 players survive on for FUT. It's a damaging eco, I have to say, for EDG. Definitely pulled out a couple of damage and potentially guns as well that might be lost, but
yeah, they managed to still keep the Phantom and a Bulldog into this round with 2 players having that light armor. It's really not that bad, I think. One of their players only half bought. But Kangkang, EDG, they do like to go towards art. It's an area of the map that EDG like exploring. And so if FUT are holding art a little strangely or weakly, the 2 initiators playing in spots where they can't get help as easily, that could be something that EDG put a bit more pressure on. My concern, though, is with the outsides of the maps, with B main, with A main, with how they deal with Sob's chamber.
I am with you.
Because he's going to get pushed up on deep angles.
Taking a lot of liberties with it now. We're seeing A main fight delayed here by FUT. They're just throwing out a knife, getting the acknowledgement that nobody's there. But EDG were waiting in the wings. They were just out of range of it. That was going to be catching, though, and with that connection.
Big miscommunication there from FUT on who was going to break the haunt.
Covering it.
I think Sob was supposed to break that to play EDG into the corner. EDG's now going to push up. They knew that he was tucked over towards Cubby. This is very dangerous.
He's pushing all the way up here. Might be able to hear the signs of life, but everybody's walking up now, and he's cutting it up close. Surely we see the clearance. Nobody's walking right in. Astral form, hold on, gamer timings! Just the one before he goes down, but that is a ton of information. You're immediately seeing it. Rotations about here by FUT. Great migration being made over towards this B site. Util going to be sailing out overhead as well. Anything to get EDG in a position to plant. We'll go down with no pushback.
Last time FUT flooded, but this time Zeus not in a position to help them, so they've got to wait and play a set retake. Crystali, though, with double flash and a nade to clear out halls. FUT are going to have a chance here.
See how clean this one is. They're working with the bonus weaponry at the end of the day, but now already making the moves. No clearance into the corner. Kang straight there. Smoggy makes sure to lock it all down from that main avenue, and with crossfire setups, EDG. 3 players surviving. Too much damage done to their economy, but critically around on the board.
Autumn's interview was illuminating for a number of reasons. Minnie's already gone through one of them, but I'll bring out another one, which is that they didn't mind Haven being in the map pool because they're looking towards maps 2, maps 3. That means that the time off that EDG took had to be in preparation here for maps like Pearl and Fracture. Pearl, EDG only played 1 time in China. It was in the grand finals when they were forced to. And they did win. But it had previously been their permaban.
They found my trap.
I like the emphasis here. Taking a bit of lane control. With the pack of players, but Soft was unaccounted for. That deep push-up. So Rendezvous is back, but they're losing control of this one. Yede's going to be surely coming this one to them, and bit of spraying and praying in through the cloud burst, but your back's opened up. Headhunters and wide into the open, and the shots do go wide. Smoggy all popped off. Peels his way back. He's done significant damage at this one, but his flank now activating.
I'm looking at nobody here. He's the player that needs to be watching over towards the flank. Don't let yourself be caught in the side of the head.
And there it is. It's a bullet to the dome. Nobody's being dropped, and I don't think he saw too many players in the process. Still, that nightfall, I guess some acknowledgement that they were looking for, but a plant position, it's not quite ideal for either side. Flash is going to be sailing out now, time ticking. It was the time spent trying to get this one online, and there's still a pull Lay down at the feet. It's a pullback star. Chichu doesn't even have it for it. Now with a flash and a repeat. FUT! How the hell have they found a win con there?
3 players on the flank and EDG cowering in B-Link. The lack of a pull is devastating.
Did Chichu not have it?
No, he absolutely could have won the round off the back of it too. Had to turn it into a pullback start. I mean, I missed it if he used it earlier as part of the exec or something like that. You just assume that when the Astra is in a retake scenario like this, that they have a star on the spike to use as a pull. Big error, big blunder. You're a map down in the series already. You cannot afford rounds like that to be disappearing from underneath you. They had an advantage. They got themselves into a winning position. Fumbled a bit on their positioning and their awareness of a flank retake, and it all comes crumbling down. The money, it's in the bin. During that grand final, though, where they were playing on Pearl, Smoggy was one of the key players. Now, he ended up being, I think, the highest rated player of that. He's played the most rounds of Phoenix out of anybody in China. I think he's got to be another player alongside Kang Kang and Chishu to step up and try to win them this game.
He's got that Guardian in his hands. Basically one of the only weapons they really got to work with. EDG, no slouches with the Sheriffs, but see what they can do in a round like this. They really do need a miracle. It's going to be just the eco for them. Argument onto the line. Shots are going wide on either side here, but the molly dropped down. It's going to be separating most of them. The Haunt is dealt with. A lot of util being pulled out here from FUT. Anticipating that the hit was going to come through. But
this is one of those spots where the pushed up position of Sociable allows FUT to be stacked so heavily on the other side of the map. And this is also one of those areas where Mini was breaking it down. It would be lovely to get that rotate going in the other direction. But it does make a big difference when Sociable's pushed up rather than in an anchor position. He's harder to deal with, harder to anticipate perhaps, and going to get earlier information. EDG, they fake like they could be going back in the other spot, but they haven't interacted with Sociable, so he knows that this is all fake.
As they're all going up through lane, which is not the case. The stack of bodies has not budged. They have not moved. FUT looking to hold this one back. And util seems picture perfect in the process, doesn't it? Crystalli is weak as anything, but still the team is by his side. And EDG is just tearing them asunder now. Time.
Down A.
Fully running out, fully out of the mark. What a round by EDG. Danger lurking. It dissipates nicely. For FUT now a lead 4-1. This is no slowing down from map 1 to now.
One of the dangerous parts for FUT at Masters London has been that their prep work is so good and the usage of their time off after EMEA has been so precise, so excellent, that they now don't really have a bad map, apparently. Or at least from the ones that we've seen so far at Masters London. Even Pearl, when they've lost it, it's been incredibly tight. Come down to some missed clutches, some slightly fumbled post plans, stuff that they can work on. Fundamentally, again, they are playing the game better than EDG here.
EDG's game plan's just getting rocked here. You could see that they were preempting a fast play, a fight towards A main, but realizing at the last second he had to sidestep this knife that's been thrown out.
I think 4 players got detected by that.
Yeah, potentially.
Sociable, though, has put himself in a very risky position here.
It's just these deep pushes. They get the info off the knife, double push up as well. It's a bit of a high-low, and they're watching for the peak entirely here. Sop, already well trained, but it is that clean-up. Sociable, what is this? From behind, they still haven't dealt with Sop, but this operator still looking to see if he can remove most of this one. He needs to peel back to safety! He's overstaying, isn't he? Not worried about it. Rendezvous was way out into the open, yet still he looks like he wants to post his way up once more, doubling, jumping up towards it, trying to lock onto the domes. Barely missing, these shots whistling over their heads, and EDG, they can breathe a sigh of relief, but not for much longer.
They're going back into Sociable.
Yeah, this guy, there's going to be a dagger to the heart. That's a spike drop down in their laps. And all Sociable has to do now is buy time, peel back, play his life.
There.
Pressure is on EDG to clear out the stragglers.
30 seconds left.
Down.
He does a good job.
There is an opening here over towards A, but FUT are quickly trying to plug the gap. It's a FUT race over to the A side. That Cosmic Divide helping them get in by art. It looks almost impossible for EDG to get past this.
Preemptive Jenny takes the time just to pick up the ore, but that's going to be a knife connecting you. Suppress, you can't use anything in the process anyway. And this Cosmic Divide, it locks you completely out. All the way forwards, the appropriate angles watched for here. They don't stand a chance, not into it. FUT with these deep pushes, there's information they're gathering throughout the map. Sociable, it's been aggro as anything, but it's been exactly what they needed. They've been able to just stack these players into the most important areas of the map constantly now.
Look at this from Kang Kang's perspective. Can you imagine somebody doing this to Kung? This is the kind of thing that he does to players at global events. And yet Sop and Zeus, Sop especially though, just bringing the fight to him at all times. EDG are going to take a tactical timeout here, and I think it makes a ton of sense. This is the first round where EDG have really noticed that push out on the defense side. We can see it. We've got access to the full mini-map. But for the brain trust over at EDG, Autumn should now be able to get the read that Sociable is pushed up very deep behind them regularly. And to me, the Coinbase win condition is baiting that out and punishing it, frankly. You want to be trying to bait Sop onto these deep lines, bait the push out of Sociable, and go back and collect him. Or even have a look at they're ready to punish him in the first place.
We've been mentioning it all throughout this series on top of it. I mean, FUT, got to give immense amounts of credit to them. I think they are well prepped coming into this matchup, despite that EDG have had a ton of time off, a lot of time to work on their map pools.
EDG have also changed their coaching staff enormously, right? You might be familiar with seeing the Chinese members of the coaching staff there in the booth, a co-head coaching situation, and yet now it's Autumn fully taking over that. They even picked up an Australian assistant coach at the beginning of this stage who was previously making YouTube videos titled stuff like, "This is how you fix EDG."
We saw evidence of that in their own region in China. EDG were back on top, but this is a tough and rough beginning here. The squad that was hoping to put their best foot forwards, especially representing China as that #1 seed. This is EDG gearing up for a bit of an exit.
I assume this is a pump fake, but no, they're just going for it.
He's committing it now. He's only got the stinger in his hands. He's looking to see if he can make his mark forwards and known. Sociable is already inserting himself here, sidestepping, lining them up though. Jenny is right there, and his shots have all gone wrong. The adjustment, spray control, not on point here. EDG only getting the one. Collapse of the FUT defense here. Cristali has got a lot to do in a spot like that, and he is just completely unaware. Mastercard thrifty. EDG needed this one, ordered up for them, something to get the momentum back in their side of the court.
Yeah, they've needed a miracle round like this for the entire series so far. Both of those players, Zeus and Sociable, completely lining up here. And Sop on pretty much the same angle too. Easy work for the Stinger at that kind of range. And this is one of the first times where EDG were actually able to just take an extremity early on. They dominated B long that round. There wasn't too much resistance. FUT choosing to fight over A here as Sop goes solo towards Pillar.
D5 forwards, looking like the GE default. Horns not broken in time, and that forces Sop to respect it.
It is a good default. You can see how much pressure it puts there onto the chamber, but they've lost a main in the process, and Zeus, Sociable, they are not going to give this up lightly.
Tank side operator, Kang. We've seen phenomenal stuff from him. A lot to deal with though. It's off angles on off angles for the A main hold. Smoggy though just completely rips the head clean off, and Zeus following up. Not long for the ward. He's going to be forced back to that spectator seat now, watching in wonder to see how the hell his team can possibly find a way out of this one. Side control here for EDG. Well, taps from nobody, looking for the next signs alive with a util. Nade will fly forwards here, and these are open sidelines. Nightfall that's committed. This is desperation now. EDG looking to see if they can fight away and batter potentially some respite out of this situation. 2v3, hopping over towards the box. That blind is everything there, and Cristali just didn't quite spot it. Jenny though cleaned up, cleared out. Missed shot from Smoggy. Hold on to 2v1. Ults are ripped out, but it wasn't even necessary. Accounted for by Sop over the shoulder. The defense was there.
The FUT fans will be absolutely loving that one. These are the kind of clutches that they couldn't convert in the previous games that we've seen from them in Pearl. Playing against Vitality, they're the ones that were in the post-plan scenarios with all of the advantages. Watching it trickle away from them. Here they convert a 3v5 retake. Should have never happened. Should have never happened. I was all ready to praise EDG. Their spacing's been so much better in the last couple of rounds. But FUT, they are never down, never out.
Can't hold shit.
Sop is a menace, bro.
He really is.
That guy's got a champs trophy.
FUT making a name for themselves as the king killers at this point, taking down NRG. EDG next up. We'll see this one. It's fast, it's loose, it's a bit of util to supplement, but the peak Just off the back of that stun, Zeus is immediately traded out and cleaned up. Sociable, hold on, what is this? Collapsing onto them, EDG. Flexing a little bit, Chichu's right there though, able to respond.
It's another scenario where EDG have got themselves into a winnable position, but Chichu does not have a pull. Something to keep track of. He's willing to use these in the middle of these engagements, these brawls, which means that they probably still need to be a bit more active in this pose plan.
Rifle reclaimed here by Sop.
They've split up.
Doubled up, they have split up. Looking to cover more ground together here, but this could be disastrous for them. It's a plant, potentially there for Heaven. Star's going to be laid down, watching forward, good adjustment. Snap back, brings it into the 1v1. Kostali left guessing. And Jenny with that wrap is the insurance policy this team needed.
Super well played round by Shishu. First one where he's been able to stamp his impact on the game. He helps clear up this fight with his team in this scenario too, rather than being on a bit of a lurk play somewhere else in a 4-1. And that snap onto Sop. And the fact he escorted Kostali in a deeper position. I mean, ifs and buts from the FUT coaching staff, but they can't be too mad about it. They just won a 3v5 retake in the previous. But that is going to knock them down onto an econ. It's the first time we've seen EDG really fight back.
They have a bit of respite, don't they? Foothold has been found. We'll see though, hot shots fired out and accounting for this corner, but we'll see if nobody's got it in his mind to clear this one out. Hold on, sidestepping, Guardian! In the hands of Zeus, strikes them down. It's up to Jenny, and he does respond, at least cleaning up those kills, but they're already a player down, and this is not how you wanted this round to go.
The FUT duelists have just been so happy to take those challenges. And why wouldn't they be? They've been good for it every time. Having said that, though, wrong read from FUT here. EDG's going to need to get one of these kills.
No way, get out of here at all. Should be cleaned up, and there it is. 3 now. Jenny in a round. It's going to pause for those fast rotations. Kostali's there. He's got that flash being held, underhanded, right through it into the one-way now, and it has pushed and peeled these players all the way back. The blind is good. Sees up into the corner, but no weapon to really work with. Sociable at the sidestep. 35 seconds left.
Looking to try and pick up a gun. Look at it. The team pinging the position of a weapon that he could try to play for in the 1v2.
There it is.
Grabs a Phantom, makes his way around to the flank. Jenny, though, the wall, it's tripped.
Yeah, so that's going to be signaling everything. There's a gambit by Sociable, hoping that they potentially wouldn't have that util down, but doubled up. They slap Sociable back down to earth here. And EDG finding a way back in. They're just trailing by 2 rounds now.
They've been able to do a little bit of punishing these aggressive plays. This one, not a great example of it.
Just die.
In a 2v5 scenario, though, yes, better weapons. But I think the FUT coaches can genuinely be annoyed about this one. They had 3 players alive towards the end in a 3v2 with guns down. Any level of group up, any level of group up push mid, group up stack B, anything like that would have converted the round for them. They've given EDG an opening.
Some signs with a default here. Phoenix Wall. This time there's just a flash. Sidestep. Horn will have to be broken, committed. Sop didn't really have anybody to do that for him. The slightest of margins that he's working with here, and he's still overstaying it. Ult's going to be committed though. Nightfall scatters forwards and away. The Molly at your feet. You've got to be careful about that one, but Smoggy did pop off the ult, but now caught into the corner. And a reposition again by Sop. Steel Garden. Going to be good for it. Sop, there's a ton of util just layering down over towards that backhaul position. Footer just trying to find way backs in. They're flashing forwards, fighting forwards, tooth and nail, but it is pushed back, shut down. Kang, rifle play in his hands, dash towards the side, cuts up the angles perfectly. And Footer dismantled. The attempt from them. Ult's committed and all. It's up to EDG to see if he can do anything at all. Not covered, not accounted for. Hold on, he's bringing it into a 1v2. That was what the planner was. Anticipating the wrap, and he has a lot of util to his name. Star. Dropped down, pulled back, peeled back. Biding his time, just trying to hunt out where these players could be. Jenny, weak. 1 bullet will do it. Holding shallow angles across the board. Neither side wants to give it up, but already revealing the hand. EDG twisting, turning, hold on, ISO it in. The knife's out, they go wide! EDG!
It's an unbelievable clutch from Yedu. It's a spot that he should never have been able to win. We're seeing outrageous player disadvantage rounds being converted here on Pearl. A 3v5, a 2v5, and a 1v3 for Yedu. And you see the difference in the reaction from the coaching staff. Tells you everything you need to know. EDG, just when they feel like they're starting to get the rhythm of how FUT want to take these fights, how they want to flood, how they want to brawl, they're still not clean enough to convert in the moments that matter.
Potential here for EDG. They could bring it up to 5. Make it half-hearted half here. Forwards, but stop not dealt with. Just disrespecting the default this time. The horns alongside it.
He found that micro timing just before the flash.
Still squaring up, looking to posture their way back in, but they're being slammed shut, the door in their face. Judge at play. They're being decimated, ripped to pieces, and no one has a clue.
FUT get back into things, powered by these clutches, and also by the disrespect, by the willingness to take the fights into EDG. I think they also got a read by the end that EDG were just going in the same direction as their early pressure. EDG tried to keep things simple. Played right into FUT's hand.
Not out of the danger just yet at all. Still trailing by 4 rounds. It goes without saying, but an essential pistol round coming up that EDG have got to put their eyes on.
Jen here with Sociable of FUT. Sociable, when you were prepping for today's matchup, what stood out to you about EDG?
EDG ile alakalı dikkatimi çeken çok bir şey olmadı. Bireysel olarak iyiler, oyun olarak bir şey yapmıyorlar. Çok iyi olduklarını düşünmüyorum. Onun dışında dikkatimi çeken şey çok fazla taraftarları oldu ve bugün çok fazla insanı mutsuz edeceğiz.
Honestly, not much really stood out for me in terms of EDG. They are really good individually, but they don't have too much in terms of gameplay. What really stood out is that they have a ton of fans here, so we're going to be making a lot of people unhappy.
Oh, okay. But people could be happy to see you perform really well and get that win, so good luck today. Jen here with Chichu of EDG. Chichu, in your opinion, what kind of team is FUT?
我觉得FUT是一个很有侵略性、很有进攻性的一个队伍吧。然后他们的风格跟亚洲其实玩得很像，不太像传统的欧洲队伍，所以我觉得应该打起来就是对枪吧，我觉得。
I feel like FUT is a super aggressive team, and their playstyle is kind of similar as our Asian team, not like the European teams. So for today's matchup, maybe it's aim duels. Oh, aim duels. Okay, thank you so much, and win those aim duels.
Make no mistake, we might be in the Copper Box Arena, but FUT, the EMEA team, they are not the fan favorites here today. It's a packed arena, a packed out crowd. They're hoping for any signs of life from EDG.
And they were right, Sociable was right. They are making a lot of people unhappy with this performance. FUT have been in control from minute 1. There were moments in this map where they've let it slip a little. But EDG's game plan's not quite enough to close out.
Chichu, hold on, you are hard committed here. It's the middle of the start, but just a pullback now, and he needs to find a couple of targets. Head clean off now. Players are rapidly approaching, and already just pure disrespect on display. Flash forwards, Kang handles the pressure and creates diamonds out of nothing. It's a 3-piece for him, and he might have just salvaged the entire operation. It's up the EDG. Accounted for now with the wall being tripped to nobody. He's got him in his sights.
Everybody on EDG keeps talking about this matchup like it's going to come down to aim duels. They've been behind in macro play. There've been a lot of areas that they could have improved on that are completely outside of it. And yet here you see a moment where Kang is just allowed to take some fights. And he feels so comfortable, so happy in a moment like that. Explodes up out of his seat as well. He may have just given his team the lifeline they need. Picks up an Outlaw too, looking to get a Blade Storm online early on for a bonus potentially. Put a bit of pressure on FUT, force them to buy those full armors into the Randy bonus.
Util's going to be traded out back and forth here. Sop onto that angle. Not quick enough with it. Kang one step ahead. In terms of the A main control, but they've lost art in the process. Nobody. There's an inclination now with a Prowler connecting, but they're taking it all the way up through Connector, looking to see if they can push and punish these players. Smoggy surely would have been hearing this and making the appropriate reaction. Understanding that he was about to be pinched and squeezed. He presses and pushes forwards himself.
I really like this kind of setup from FUT. Being able to completely navigate around the Vice.
Jenny is there with the rifle in hands. Trade eventually coming through, but not before Jenny did the damage, softening up a few of these players. That's opened up the side over towards B, but they're not looking to hard commit into this one. This is Zeus with the spike. I'm not sure where he's going. Now he's caught into the corner. There it is. Sem packing.
They got a lurk through over towards A, and so they wanted the spike to try to extract itself from B link. It's a crazy call.
Everything else is being accounted for now. Missing pieces. They are connecting the dots. EDG.
30 seconds left.
Sociable could have been the playmaker in this round after that rifle was dropped. It was a nice idea that he came up with, but this is going to be EDG fairly easily cleaning him up and recovering this Vandal. I think odds-on best decision here is literally just to toss the gun off the map sometimes. But we'll see if he makes a play for it.
Nice.
See if he looks to keep it.
Yeah, he might be looking to just save it at this point.
Left.
There's no way you win.
We can see that there's no EDG player hunting him down either. They want to play this one safely. How many times have they been in a winning position? This half has started out nicely. They're not there yet. But the scoreline is starting to get a little more level.
Keep fighting.
And they've got a chance here. Especially if Kang's able to hit some shots. Sociable and EDG looking to come into this round with light armor. No, Sociable upgrades. Kang's going to have to hit some heads. But that is not beyond him. He is the superstar in China. He plays like the superstar. He knows that he can have that impact. If he pushes out early, he may be met by EDG. But I would expect the Astros to play tucked. A FUT want to take that brawl for A main control.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of space conceded just off the back of the KO knife. The horns as well, not broken.
Think about the way that Mini was breaking down their Haven. They went and took some A-long control, and they almost always pivoted away, anticipating that EDG were going to be overstacking. This time, Sociable thinks about retreating and wants to double down. Only for a moment, just until he got seen.
Yeah.
Forced the smoke out of Chishu. And it has drawn those EDG players from Art back to site. And now Sociable, with the same read he had on Haven, looking to pivot in a different direction.
Yeah, EDG, all of that Haven map played like a fiddle in terms of the rotations. So not looking too different. The clearance, losing control of pretty much everything in the process. They have no trip over towards lane, so these FUT players are going to be able to walk all the way through scot-free.
Jenny was the player pressured in the prior round. It's going to be on him again with only a ghost.
It's barely anything to work with. Scraps. Once it ends, at least with the delay, Util is there. The horn not broken in time, so I guess the acknowledgement they were looking for. Trail's going to be leading towards it, and Jenny's just trying his best to see if he can play around these angles, sidestepping. See if he can buy some time, but the rest of EDG to flood in, but they are late to the party. Just two of them remaining. Kang is here. He's got that dash active, but a shot to go on wide. So Flash and a Prowler playing into that Hall's angle. Zeus looking to lock this one down. Sociable, he went down as a result of it. More Util where that came from. We're going to see the C's sent overhead. Zeus steps forwards. The barrel poking out, but sidestepping, running and gunning. Name of the game, flash forwards. Oh my! It's all gone way too wrong!
Crostali's happy about it. The game comes right towards him. Smoggy with a 2K got an extra flashback. He'd already used two at Halls. This is the third. And Chishu sees nothing but white.
Team flash.
And also, it's just not coordinated with nobody. I think the call must have been, let's push back Halls together, and Smoggy's thinking to himself, oh, I just got a flashback. Surely we should be using that. You don't have time in these chaotic moments. And the tempo favors FUT. That, though, was a bonus, and Kang now comes back with an even bigger gun. It's the op in hand for him.
There's the big boomstick, but this is a fast, aggressive play. Still nobody! Fading away, rifle in his hands. Two chopped out of the picture, and it's the biggest hitters, 4 foot. Losing Zeus and Sop. See if there's a pause to be played for EDG. Eager to lay claim to a bit of the space if he feels like it's unaccounted for. The Prowler, though, will put a bit more caution in his step.
It's a player disadvantage, but the same game plan again. Jenny alone on B, completely isolated by this over-rotation from EDG. But at least the wall here will give them advance notice. He needs some help. Foot pause. Hesitation. They're not sure how they should play this one.
They're waiting for a player to work their way up through B main, but EDG's doing it alone, and he's got a lot to clear.
And that's meant the EDG defense is now more spread out. They've missed the timing to go back and try to punish Jenny. This is now just a straight-up player disadvantage. EDG are wondering where on earth Sociable's taken the troops. But with Sop and Zeus dead, it is some firepower gone, some sting out of the hit.
The wall. Almost not going to be revealing towards that backwards position. The molly, though, enough to prevent at least the push out. The flood defense. These stars are making it very awkward to see if he can hear and clear most of this one here. And Jenny does hold back that horse position. Critical element at that. Fights to be taken, and one out here by EDG. Jenny doing the hard work there and a heavy lifting around like this. EDG now just trailing by 2.
You see how difficult his positioning can be on this squad. He's asked to do so much. I mean, early on when Jenny was first added to this team, he was asked to pick up duelists and flex rolls and Yoru and all sorts. Now he's such a critical player for them, plugging the gaps, playing the glue role for the team. He still needs help in rounds like this, but they got the help there just in time, and he was good for the first. Playing the Sentinel role on these first 2 maps for the squad. On Haven, on Pearl. If we go to Fracture, you'll see something different from him. But this is going to be, as far as I can remember anyway, the first tack timeout used by FUT. There's no way they took one on Haven.
No, they haven't been feeling pressured until now, and it's good signs of life really from EDG. We desperately needed to see it, and they have shown up. Now just trailing by 2, you can feel the pressure is on, and it's definitely flipped to the other side of things here. Interjection by Vlad and Bambino.
I think the wall over towards B-Link is actually causing a bit of trouble for them, because if the game plan is, let's default A and then pivot B, well, the wall is giving it away a lot of the time, and you don't have the patience to be able to extract yourself from A main and go full B main. That rotate is just way too long. So I think possibly the Coinbase win condition here that they'll be talking through is having some level of a B-Link default to bait out that Vice wall before they go over towards A, but it is very tough to have a game plan that revolves around taking A main and B-Link at the same point. Perhaps they should be defaulting through Art and pivoting back around on the loop play that we saw from them earlier, where you can push through that connector and never have to trip the wall. The wall's gone.
Yeah, it's moved to a different place this time, over towards the A main angle. Kang Kang. He's gonna spot a couple of the backs there, open. Just missing his shot, though. Just able to get the orb as well, so that's knives in his hands. This time, yeah, a bit of pressure over towards lane. Trying to feel out where potentially this util could be, but heavy stack of players. 3 on the side of EDG, looking for potentially a reclear, but attacked up by the knife onto the one side of things. Flash overhead. It's fast and loose. Risky business because of the eco that's being played for here by FUT. Comes down to that individualism. Zeus! Zeus with the right click. It goes way too wide. EDG picks up the pieces from it regardless. Brings it into a 1v2, but there's still weapons to be reclaimed, and he's tapped, pushed forwards. Chichu has got the patience in his mind, and there it is, well trained on the right line.
Slightly wrong read there from EDG. He thought that these players were going to be faster to contest him. Otherwise, could have even picked up a weapon in the midst of all of this.
Spike down.
Zeus was almost the exact player that they needed in that spot. Baiting his team on the art push to be able to clean up could have been perfection. But we get to see a rifle round. This is the one that FUT took the timeout for. This is where Vlad and Bambino have had their input. What's adjusted here?
It's an important one for them.
Well, immediately you see that the Vice Wall's in a different place as well. It's over towards Art. So if FUT are thinking about that Vice Wall, it's in the wrong spot now.
Constant adjustments from EDG to try and disrupt the timeout if there was a plan to try and play around that lane control.
I like it. It feels like they're thinking about their defense more than their attack.
I'm trying to get one step ahead of most of this now. That's a knife ball that scatters forwards. 2 tags, potentially 3, getting the acknowledgement that this is a stacked site, but FUT are not slowing down. It's Zeus again, he's leading the charge for them. Let's listen in to see what FUT have got up their sleeves.
Hala backside. Bekliyor backside. Backside.
Kuracağım.
Nefes 4-2.
Art dikkat. Arta dikkat. Kuruyor.
Koruyorum.
Provlarım var. Arta provlar atacağım. Sakin.
Çıktım geri. Arkaya bakıyorum. Flash'im var beyler benim. Arkaya al.
Artı yok.
Flash atıyorum. Gelin.
Backside.
Solu
Sağına bakıyorum. Sağına bakıyorum. Yapış yapış. Sıkır. Backside sağda.
FUT making the adjustment to simply hit that second wave timing into A. When they've pivoted away before, when they've tried to play a tricky game, this time the coach is saying, guys, just hit him. Just sock him with a big left hook.
Yeah.
And here it comes. EDG barreling in towards backside. And Kankan missing a really important shot there. The A post plants have not been a strength for FUT. But there they choose to try to take the fights into EDG as they're coming in, put pressure on them, and turn the economy completely on its head.
The war chest filled to the brim for EDG, despite the weaker buy and weaponry. Recall of the star, we'll see if they're anticipating and expecting this one. Knives out, but it's nobody who's going to be claiming that kill. Ulta popped off and around like this, yes, indeed. They're already cutting swaths out of this FUT attack side default. Forcing a quick reaction now over towards A, but that is exactly where Jenny is posted. Delay util primed. These players are getting cut up and picked apart now.
Device just helps Jenny hold on more than the Cypher did on Haven. You see here how much this FUT timing has been stalled. Jenny can now reconnect with the rest of the team. Admittedly, it is going to be with slightly weaker buys. Kankan should probably give the op to somebody else. He already has the knives. It's greedy.
Let's take matters into his own hands, though. A spot like this, as a nightfall is committed, why not? EDG winning position, and it points the trails exactly to where the target's being looked for now. Up trap at the dash. Kankan, hard clearance. Well, these players are far and away, and potentially an unwinnable position, really. You're going for raw, blind spam, shots in the dark, going fishing for these kills. Another right clip that goes amiss, but still a kill collected. Thanks to Chichu, and now you can square up, make sure you shut out that main angle for EDG to do it once more.
That combo that we saw in the China Grand Finals with Kankan and Smoggy comes through when they need it most. EDG are fighting back here on Pearl. Smoggy using his ult to be able to distract and pull the crosshair away from Sop. They overwhelm Sociable and set up Kankan for a freebie, and then he's unleashed with Bladestorm in hand. FUT try to hold on, but it's a tidal wave of EDG players running at them, and the economy is now just flipping on a dime. FUT themselves are on a thrifty round. Zeus miles away from the Bladestorm, but Sop is always dangerous.
Always. Doesn't really matter what the guns are in his hands. Both teams are making an earnest effort, doing some damage here. That's a leg shot. Sop weakened up. Still not TPing back, though. He's going to be sending with the rest of the team, and they are full throttle all the way forwards, trying to overwhelm this position. But Kankan, steady aim, calm composure. And the reinsertion there of Smoggy announced himself to the conversation and the fight. Slam it down these players. He needs a bit of a bailout. Smoggy is right there by his side. 10-10 at this point for EDG, firmly back in it.
FUT were all smiles, all taunts on Haven, and now it feels like they're getting wrapped up a little bit in the aura of the crowd, the aura of the moment. They're rushing things a little here, and the faster they play, the less they rely on better macro, the more that EDG are happy to just take the brawl. It's in moments like that round there that I understand where EDG's read was, that FUT play a bit more like an Asian team, an APAC or Chinese team. I think FUT need to rely on being able to take space away slowly, squeeze EDG out of the map. But they're losing their heads a little.
Composure, something spoken about with his FUT squad. The beginning of the tournament, at least, about their inexperience and seeing what they could do. They've kept their head above water to earn themselves a spot here in this playoff game, but EDG are showing a different level. The experience differential right now as they are weathering the storm that was thrown at them. Fighting answer straight past it. Instantly there. Zeus dash back. Able to trade at least one of the kills, brings him to a 4v4. Heavy emphasis and pressure over towards this one. Corner not clear. Jenny's here now, tucked tight. Already found himself one, maybe even two. Yes, indeed. EDG cutting the opposition to pieces. There's no hope, there is no mercy. They're looking to take the lead, but it's up to EDG. Spike needs to be retrieved. 35 seconds left. Time is of the essence. They know exactly where his position is now. Chichu and nobody going to be ensuring to play this one. It's a high-low setup.
He won a round like this before, though.
Trying to leave no room for error. Prowler can't be sidestepped, has to be broken. EDG to pull back there from the start. He's got one more at his disposal. Going for it once more, this time full committal. Ball not broken, revealed! And a highlight changes the game. And with that, EDG take the lead in this map.
There are so many individual moments here. The nerves are playing a factor for sure. Look at the way that Jenny is fighting over towards this. The first swing is lovely, but then he gets pinned in a corner. Zeus is desperate to play in a teammate. The updraft over the top is nice, but Crystalli and Soft don't commit. Maybe on the wrong page, maybe not willing to take the risk in the moment. But it gives Jenny a chance for two. And he's gone from being bullied on Haven to finding his moments here on Pearl. And FUT, they now stand in a very difficult position.
Another timeout. These are jeers from the crowd. They've made themselves the villains. They've made their bed. They got to live with it. They got to sleep with it.
And what a turnaround, because if you think about the run into Masters London, the mocking and the jeering was towards China as a region, people not giving them the respect that they've earned in previous years, in previous tournaments, but it's been a bad run of form recently in tournament after tournament for China. XLG, though, earning their spot in playoffs here at London with a big win over Global. And now EDG, after looking like they didn't have any gas in the tank on Haven, are fighting back and showing you that Champions level grit here on Pearl. They are favored to take this map now.
Absolutely. It's a flip in terms of that energy, the momentum firmly now. It's like a tailwind behind this EDG squad. Just comes down to bringing it over the finish line to take it all the way to Fracture. Again, it's a weaker buy from FUT, but they're given full allowance over towards the A main angles and these orbs, so they're able to get the knives in the hands of Zeus.
Previous eco round, they only had Stop with the rifle, and they just kind of barreled him forwards. It was pretty sloppy. They led with him instead of letting him bait and clean up.
Oh my!
This time he's there and he's sharp. Eviscerates Kang early on, paying him back for the execution in the previous round.
A big kill to claim. Kang being their heavy hitter.
Jenny is going to be asked questions of her here again.
Flash of the peek over towards the top, and he's revealed his position now, and the spam! It's perfect! It was a hard accounted for position. He knew where he was, immediately slipping the net. This is Chichu! Odin sprayed down, and in the midst of this chaos is EDG fighting back, tooth and nail! Dominance!
Chichu is in there so much faster than you would have expected in previous rounds. Gets himself through on halls, nobody is looking. Not a single player on FUT has any awareness that they need to be looking towards back halls there. Because Jenny's been the only player in that spot for the entire defensive half.
Yeah.
But now that things are getting looser, EDG are finding their timings and their moments, and we have another rifle round, possibly to end it.
An all-out brawl, an all-out brawl, the pullback and a star! The fight wasn't ready for EDG. Caught unaware here, Smoggy with the disengage all the way back, but that's at the knife tag, and he's not going to have any more util to play with, including that ult in the back pocket. He's stuck here. It's about fighting your way forwards, but the trading and the scaling is just immaculate. FUT don't let anything slip here. Chichu and Kang hoping for open sight lines, hoping for access to potentially a player or two. Anything to even this fight out. Dash dissipating, but acknowledgement there. They clear out the default spot. But how do you deal with Art? How do you deal with Main? That's the next question. The obstacles will keep piling up. So Starter's committed here. Chichu Poking out a bit of the barrel here in an attempt here. It's all or nothing. Bit of spam, but the body block just goes awry. Not able to account for it in time. Still Kang sharp on it, but a wrap around. Zeus, a 4-piece to finish that round up. FUT are not done yet.
When the road gets tough, Zeus is there, helping FUT plow onwards. He was absolutely magical in their most recent game. And it feels like any time SOP is not dominating, Zeus has an opportunity to take over. This 1-2 combo is delightful. EDG have still got a great chance to be able to close things out here and go over to Fracture, but the balance, it's all on this next round. And EDG are going to take a tactical timeout to try to adjust what they're going for. It feels like more and more in the later game here, it's been based on individual moments, but that was just a straight up A exec and EDG couldn't hold. Most of the time actually, when FUT have just kept it simple and gone A, it's been successful. And Jenny hasn't played any of his rounds over there. EDG don't really play the spam angles to try to deny the plant and then play some kind of retake setup. It is brawly. It feels like EDG are willing to toss a coin on an A main fight.
Extremely all in. The last time out to be taken here by EDG, at least in regulation for this map. One step away, closing it up, taking it all the way to Fracture, but not far behind them. They haven't given up just yet.
20 seconds on the clock, Brent. Jenny throws the Thorns over towards A and is scrambling to get back into position to do the rest of this setup. So a little bit of support, but he's still going to end up on the B site as that solo anchor. If FUT want to win and get things at least to overtime, let's say, they're going to have to go through Kang's op on A.
Once more, it's fast, it's loose. Kang, he's gone! Removed! Head on that chopping block. It's Zeus the one to do it too. A bit of counter spam in through the smoke. Hunting and fishing for these kills, but another site that is open access. And a deep push even further beyond. FUT have space. They have OT in their minds. EDG are going to be tested. They have big ults to utilize here, but time is being ticked away, trickled away. Fully gearing up, fully collected themselves here for a takeover towards this CT angle. White face, but Jenny, he was the first one out! It's Zeus! Can't be doing this, man! Strikes him down with lightning in his heart! And he's dragged this all the way to OT.
That early A main take is beautiful too. We were talking about Kang being that important defender of the A site, and Zeus got past him. And then the players are so ready to be set up for anti-flash positions at the end. Zeus dodges it anyway. Supremely skilled, and EDG losing their chances of closing this out cleanly. Will now have to scrap through overtime and back to the attackers half, which was, it was tough for them. Yeah. There was not much working. SOP has come into this first round with a glass cannon op. And if he takes a peek through that double door area, either Chishu or the two duelists contesting mid.
Here it is. Should be hotly contested, potentially spoiled by the barrel pointing out, but everybody biding their time from EDG. Holding tight with the corners. There's a flash and a peek. It's good by EDG. And Zeus, his way out to the open. They find their marks. EDG, they do well there.
That is beautiful anticipation. Pings on the mini-map as well. They knew that push was coming. What a read.
Player advantage. EDG cannot let this one slip. They were struggling for rounds on our attack side, as you already mentioned.
Smoggy one away from his ultimate. Could just pick up an orb here and hit the B site.
We don't want to give anything away. Not to the player that's sitting in lane potentially there. It's a Haunt. Smack bang in the middle of the site. Gets the reveal onto the lane player, but a lot of clearance otherwise. EDG, he's trying to sidestep most of this now. Past a lot of the util. Phoenix Wall might get you in, but what does it do for this one here? It's a Prowler that connects. Do know that EDG is going to be posted up at a flash to try and play your way forward. Sidestep, Smoggy's on a tear! But EDG, it's a round that they need it!
This team, the Hope of China, they secure another map point here, looking to push things towards Fracture. This is only the second time that we've seen them play on Pearl, and already they're adapting their game plans really nicely. This anticipation of a mid push is a beautiful way of opening an advantage for yourself. And then they group up, keep it simple, hit towards B, and bait FUT into making the first move. Zeus has been the hero on the other side. Can he deliver again in another scrappy A fight, or are we going to map 3?
No, a full fight, but a molly has to be sidestepped.
It's a fake of the A main brawl, and they're back towards mid early on. Sop walking forwards. We've not seen the art trap play too much, but EDG are pulling out some nice stuff here late in the game.
About to trigger it. Prowler's broken. Biding their time, and now they take it. It's perfect! Picture perfect, but how do you escape from this one? Gastali puts a stop to it. Immediate 2 kills now, flooding forwards all the way. Nobody is going to really stand up and step up into all this pressure. We're going to see if he can slap down the attack that's coming his way. Stars, Util, full throttle, the season to the corner. This guy's not stopping. Eventually, will drop back and leave his life. The rest of the team here for EDG, this is absolutely everything. It's Chichu slipping that net. Last player accounted for. In the 1v2, you can play this one with discipline, with diligence. Spotting out just wide here, fight to be found, hold on those bullets. Finding their mark, Chichu wanted to defuse, starting to be layered down, the pull is not in time, this is half-earned, Chichu, win condition turned. Another tap to try and pull him out of the open, but the Star is doing everything now, and Chichu lands it!
And it would mean so much for them, for Turkey as a whole, a region that has such fandom in this game, trying to live up to those hopes. Here's the agent select for map 3 of this series. We talked about some of the win conditions for EDG on defense. We look at FUT bouncing back. What do we need to see from them, Mini?
Well, I'm already looking towards EDG here, locking in that Neon, going away from that jet.
Still double doors, but it's a change.
Again, like the one map they've won so far is Kong firing on that jet. I think there's going to be a lot of criticism going EDG's way if they're not able to convert with Kong not on the jet.
From my perspective, I'm happy to see Chichu back on that Cypher. I think that he's looked like such a great site anchor, and I think especially starting on this defense is going to be really good. I think the Phoenix and Neon is interesting for me. We kind of highlighted that we were expecting a jet pick, but to have Kong on that Neon,
it's certainly strong, but I consider Kong the jet main, and Sop being able to play it on the other side means that Kong should be able to on his side. I think, as I was saying before, EDG starting that defense. I need to see them pushing out, I need them to be aggressive, and I need to see them flanking in this map.
Lofty expectations for EDG. They had a massive recovery to push to this third map, but more needs to come. One of these teams continues in the upper bracket. We head into Fracture, map 3 with Brent and Sideshow.
It's all going to get decided and defined right here, right now, for both of these teams and their chances of a playoff run. The trajectory of it really decided on Fracture, and it's not really favored territory for either side. The desk was talking about it. Both of these teams have looked weak and shaky, really, realistic, on the recent times that they have played Fracture overall. But we're seeing changes thrown into the mix here by EDG. Twists and turns, and evidence that they have used those 34 days of prep well.
I think FUT have also showcased a better version at London. Sop, Yedache under pressure early as EDG tried to take the fight.
Oh! He's burned to cinders. Seen a fast reaction out of FUT though. They want to take this one straight out from that disc control, but it's Kong!
Spike down A.
Stamps down his authority over towards that A site. There'll be no recovering around like this. Pistol round vitally important. Sociable looked his way in, but now accounted for fully. 3 in a round for Kong. And a massive deal for them to get a pistol round under their belts.
Doubt is Neon at your peril. What a stun to open up. He basically gets the kill onto Sop there anyway. And that's a clean flick, deleting Crostali. EDG, they struggled in the Yoru meta. Now they're back into a double duelist meta where Kong can play the jet if he wants to. And he's chosen here to play Neon. I think conventional wisdom would say Neon's a bit better on this map, but you heard Mini want him to come out and play the jet, dominate the same way that he did on Pearl. Kong showing you why he won a Champions Trophy playing this character though.
Cam's going to be broken here, bit of presence across the board.
This is the major thing that FUT does on their attack side, is a Dish default. 3 players go towards Dish, leave Dish almost every time.
Oh, hold up. Nobody potentially overextended, but no, it's just a Cam. Like a siren at sea. Sociable couldn't resist but stare at it now, and Chichu sidestepping. Nobody's got to be careful here. Doesn't want to donate a weapon. Nade at his back is going to be forced to swing out wide, and it is capitalized off of. Could have found a way in here. Wedge over through that arcade side, just about hammering it now.
It's another one of those spots where nobody chooses the more aggressive angle. And he's donated Spectre over towards Sop. FUT cancel though.
Yeah, the call for the cancel here, but still with his sightlines watched.
They're just
looking in a position to feast.
They were just looking for that little moment to see if they could catch a rotator, somebody who's flanked.
There it is.
And instead, it's Kankan with a Marshall, any scope weapon.
30 seconds left.
He's at home.
Yeah, you're gonna see the best out of him. Already knows where the signs of life are. No scope will do the job, looking for that fourth and give it a cheat shoot. Still happy with it. Strong beginnings. And brought up the pistol rounds earlier because they were vitally important when EDG did play Fracture in that grand finals in China. Ends up losing both of it and the bonus conversion.
I think this game, this final map, comes a lot down to how well prepped they are. Like, not only have they changed their composition, but we saw that that did not work on Haven. So they need to be coming into this game with good theory, but also good ante. You've seen now multiple times this new version of Fracture from FUT. You knew who your opponents were.
Very slow here. Attempt of a bit of a crunch onto the north side. Anything to punish potentially. They see the cam though.
Bring them down.
Gives any acknowledgement that the pack is probably leaning towards the south side of the map. It's norm usually if you see that Cypher cam. FUT eager to take a lot of this space now, contacting all the way through, trying to get away with murder. See if they can avoid using too much in terms of util. The fight's going wide here, and Kankang's that play with a rifle in hand. Shuts it all down entirely. Already watching and accounting for this sand angle. Shots fired straight through the box, softening up the opposition. And too much to account for, but Jenny's right there. Side by side, reciprocating. The cage making noise though, and Chichu will be cleaned up. Spike down though. Drop to the feet of Jenny. Got the smoke to replace it. Sociable, weak as anything here. Bonus round. Looking likely, EDG in a prime position here. EDG.
I have retrieved the spike.
Only 38 seconds left to get the spike back. Not being watched for, but your options are so damn limited.
Jenny's been an absolute monster in this round. He's thinking about sticking around. He's wondering if EDG is going to go for this exact play. This Spectre's already tasted blood. And EDG with only 30 health is going to walk straight back into it.
It's an off angle. Jenny's got to be favored here. EDG weak as he is. Time fully against him, and he bides his time so damn well. 4-piece for the bonus conversion. That's more than momentum. That is a pure statement to slap under Fracture for our decider.
He's the hidden hero today for EDG. Came up in some massively important rounds for them, defending often fairly solo with the Vice on Fracture. On Pearl. He couldn't get it done on Haven. He was getting absolutely bullied at backside on C, but puts together another very good round in an anchor position there with only a Spectre. And a couple of whiffy moments actually from FUT. The deeper that this series is going, the more they seem to be running out of stamina. You'd like to see a resurgence from them, and there goes Kankang early.
What?
How has EDG got two?
2 kills in the blink of an eye, and now putting a squeeze onto Chichu, following up through his 15 HP. Gonna take sharp shooting, and he does at least dismiss EDG. Threat of that one onto the flank not found, yet dropping all the way down, Zeus. Eager to draw blood. Can't commit it though into the corner now, being spammed away. Rifles paving away to success here for EDG, but still tenuous. Cristali, it's not planning for him.
There is quite a lot of time pressure here and lots of corners to check.
And they got the Sheriff though, it's gonna have to be sharp as anything. Offering up these kills, and he just misses the opportunity.
EDG get away with it a little bit in this one, I think you got to say. The help came through very fast. If you think about what the desk was saying about pushing out on the extremities, well, nobody did that. He sprints out through the north side and comes around to try to put pressure into the back of EDG and forces this fight into Chishu. Really important there, because he's then also in a position to clean up Zeus. If nobody had rotated laterally through the map, through Canteen or through the Jenny position, couldn't have helped out his Sentinel player. FUT with a showstopper. They love going dish in rounds like this. And Kang, he wants to take the upper right to them. Instead, though, FUT mix it up, put the pressure onto this double sentinel kind of setup with Jenny and Chishu hard anchoring.
Here it is. Showstopper now is going to be unleashed. The Fuse going to be dropping down, but that anchoring position. Chishu not pushed back. Jenny straight in there.
What a hero.
The reposition of Chishu is perfect on top. Cut noise, contact up, but unaccounted for. All eyes were trained to tower. Spike in the middle of nowhere here. EDG. Couldn't have put on a better performance. Even if they scripted it, it's a 5-0 beginning.
And this is why I was saying that that B side looks almost like they're playing a double sentinel role. Because Jenny's going to throw down the smoke from Ollie, and then he's looking to hard anchor, take the fight to them. And he pulls a bit of pressure away from Chishu, who's immaculate with the conversion. EDG have got a good thing going here if Jenny's playing as well as this. A reminder that this is a player who had to fight back for his spot. Last time you saw EDG at a global event, it was an entirely different player in the 5th position for this team. And Jenny has been brought back into the rotation, filling the gaps beautifully for them. FUT have been rocked. They've been hit for 6.
You can see it on their faces. Felt like they were feeding off the excess energy in the arena that wasn't on their side, wasn't being cheered for this EMEA squad.
Sop in particular, man, he was absolutely feeding off that idea of being the villain.
Now you're starting to see that inexperience rear its head at just the wrong timing for them at the cider map here. It's not the end of the world if you end up losing this series, but it gets a lot harder for our playoffs.
I'm looking at the body language over on FUT, and they need someone to bring the vibes up, bring the spirits up.
Yeah.
You've got Krostali sat back in his chair, they're fidgeting, they look out of it. They need a round, they need a hero to get themselves back in, and EDG have got the stamina. They've won BO5s before. They've won in grand finals. They've lifted trophies. Doesn't matter how hard you hit them on map 1. They're never down, never out.
No, never going to be giving up. Peak adjustment straight through the dish. Hold on, these players are lit up entirely. Stun's going to ricochet all the way out, and Kang's going for a little bit more. He's going for a little bit more. Punished as a result of it.
What a timing.
Bullet to the dome, putting the pressure now onto them. Hold on. Oh, no way! How has he gotten away with that? Nobody. Leaping through the fight and somehow disengages, controlling that horse space. Ults online. The middle considered. Jenny's got that orbital strike.
There's a fight over towards Dish here as well. Chishu looking to take a duel against Sop.
Waiting for the right time to strike Sop. Locked onto the sidelines here. Let's push these players way out into the open, but they can just find a little bit of a corner to play in. Zeus with a peek. What a play to make still with that damage done. The 9-4 hold on to Molly. Down to the bitter end. Sop, the hero they needed.
And the crowd responds. The villains put a point on the board for FUT, but what a way to do it. What a mess this fight was. The repeat from Kang is what begins it. It's too much, it's too greedy. It hands the operator over to Zeus. Nobody gets away with murder as well over towards A-Halls. He should have been caught dead to rights. There's the energy back in the squad for FUT. You see them at the end of all of these rounds in EMEA screaming. But they were looking out of it. They were looking dejected in the last time out. Yeah. Is this going to make a difference? Or will Kang strike straight back? Takes EDG's hat off.
Far too consistent, Kang is. Nora 5th as well, going to be revealing quite a lot. FUT are going to be forced to slow down here to obfuscate where they potentially could be hiding. Okay! Nobody!
Spike down A.
Kills handed on a platter.
He's a feast or famine player, but he is eaten in that round.
Oh.
Sociables left in a 1v5. And just like that, the energy sucked out of the FUT camp. Unless Sociable can pull out something miraculous.
Hoping for individuals, hoping for ones, but this is a high-low setup. EDG do not want to let anything slip at all. Wonderful round from nobody.
If I was looking at the EDG Vaults of Fracture, and admittedly they've changed their composition around, Brent, but I'd be looking at nobody as a potential weakness. When I was watching him play in China, I was thinking, what on earth is this guy doing over towards A halls? And you see it a little bit with how he interacted with EDG in the previous round in the anti-eco. And here, you know, he scrambles. He runs forward and backwards in A halls, trying to pick up timings. He's very loose with it, incredibly loose. But also, he's willing to take fights. He's willing to scrap, and he comes up with the goods fairly often. He's 7-3 right now. If he's having a good game, if Jenny is as well, EDG looks scary.
There.
Kang, he's missed it.
Oh, the haunt, it's half clearance. You two hold on, that's accounted for! Just hearing the subtlest signs of life.
Absurd stuff. But also Sociable not taking that timing to look for a peek. Just cowering in the corner, hoping that Kang would walk into him instead of trying to take his own peek.
Sidestep at a haunt here. It's Kang again trying to play a game of timings himself. Not scared. He's up against the weaker buy! And for good reason! Avalor in his hands like a supercharged operator. Gone for a few more. The shots will go wide, but surely the damage done. Starley. It's a nice shot.
Down, B.
Immediately answered back, and EDG doing it from a spot like this. This is EDG. Almost there entirely, claiming that 7-1 this early on.
Their defense sides have been so good, actually, in the last couple of maps. Cross Pearl, and now from what we've seen in Fracture, they've had good anchor setups. They've also had good proactivity, willingness to fight. Kang finding himself in positions to have impact, unlike on Haven. And I don't mind the re-peeking this round too with the Outlaw, who are critical of it with the op, but when you've got two insta-fire bullets just to decimate FUT as they approach.
Makes the most of it.
It's too clean.
Feeling like he had to go through with a rifle in his hands, but at this point, FUT needs something to get themselves back into this. EDG, they are fully in control. 7-1 lead here. The defense side of Fracture as well, nevertheless.
Yeah, if we're going to talk about the map in general, it does tend to be attack-sided. A lot of teams struggle with this on the defense side. That balance of when do we push, when do we flood, when do we anchor, it's really difficult to navigate. 4 lanes around the map for the attackers to pick. And I'll tell you what as well, FUT have looked really clean with the way that they've piloted the double duelist comp at Masters London here.
Molly, beacon down.
Going to be a fast play. That Molly's going to be landing towards the back stairs of tower and attempt to see if they can get the punish off. Kang seized up, orbital strike. Where's that one going? He's missed it entirely. Hold on, miscommunication. The rest of EDG just happy to bail him out.
Oh, it's a fumble from FUT.
What's happened there?
They looked disastrous with it. Nobody held the angle that he was going to get pushed into. Kang's got away with murder.
Down towards tunnel. The last stragglers of FUT remain. Looking to do anything at all, but there's awareness here. Nobody going downs. MJ also finding that kill. That does reveal both of the players, but a spike yet to be retrieved.
Looks like EDG might overfight for this one. The spike being down is like a tasty piece of bait. They can't resist.
Deep smoke's laid down, but there's a slight gap, and that is full capitalization. G2 straight there. No theft even going to be committed. EDG is hoping to see if he can find his way through this one, but not likely. Not with Kang in such sharp form, the marksman from top tower.
He's 14-3.
God.
He's been hit by a seize. Player holding the angle against him. Dropped down a weak health. Orbital strike on his head. He should just never be surviving. He's got plot armor. Doesn't it always feel like that whenever he hits the global stage? Even when his team is underperforming, by the way. Saw him at Santiago. He was the only one with life with him for EDG.
That bright lights player forcing the second timeout out of FUT because they realize it. It's getting to the point of do or die. To be knocked down into the lowers this early in playoffs. All that momentum that you accrued in Swiss of taking down the reigning world champs, that's going to dissipate pretty quick. For EDG, I mean, we were mentioning it, man. They needed a show-up at performance like this.
This is also where they desperately need to find that Coinbase win condition, because FUT have never been blown out of a game like this. Every other time that we've seen FUT play at Masters London, they have been at least keeping it close. In every map, they have had the fight in them. The fans knew it. There it is, the Kang Neon, dismissing all doubts of him playing any other role. The Waylay, listen, I wasn't a big fan on Haven. But if he's sticking to the Jet, if he's sticking to the Neon, absolute prime territory. But FUT just don't have the fight in them currently.
No. The wind taken out of their sails. Stolen by the voices of this EDG support. It's ripped its way all the way from them. It's a missed opportunity for Kangan, but reposting up. The confidence is boundless from this guy, but still going for a little bit more. Third time is the charm. Still, I don't know if you want to be re-peeking into that one. Softly as low as anything. It was the Decay that was kicking in. Chichu re-exploring and peeking. That is a dangerous tiding. Trying to go for this one here. Still gets a clean up on the EDG. Barely in time. Chichu went down. It could have been a cracked open B side. The FUT could have capitalized off.
The defensive setups are just way better from EDG with this time off. We were asking what the prep even was that EDG had done between their grand finals of China and this. But here on Fracture, you can really see it. Their defense side has improved a lot. That A-Hall's control is much more dangerous, and FUT is scared of it. Sob didn't want to take that duel, but they need him to find a fight here on this B finish. EDG ready to hold an angle, flood back in.
Smoke's down.
Spam, hold on. Brutal to the smoke, yeah, that is brutal. Just when they're looking for ins. FUT finding it difficult to get anything going at all. And the lock and key is the B site. 9-1 being that scoreline. The performance that EDG were waiting for the longest time to show at a global event. The last two were bitter in terms of the disappointment. Bitter in terms of their placement and ending. But now they look like they're on the cusp to just sail, rocketing forwards into this upper bracket.
If their Fracture's been improved enormously as well, then who's to say that other maps haven't, right? I mean, just because Haven was wobbly,
I'll find you.
FUT need any level of rounds that they can gain back in. They go back to their dish default. This is bread and butter for FUT. How do EDG respond? They take the fight into halls, hoping to find EDG. If they can get that kill and relieve some of the pressure, then they can turn back into the site. But Yedo's still on the ropes, and FUT have been granted the whole of A.
Nightfall's going to be confirming that one. Ran all the way through, but EDG loose hold towards this one. EDG sidestepped. Cage. Potential for him to take the ropes here, but this is beautiful work. Good discipline here from EDG. Cleaning up that avenue. Ball's control is still lost to a degree. Time is going to be ticking as this post plan is played.
Has to be clean from FUT. Need to see Zeus in this off-angle delivery. He's 3 and 10 right now.
Sob is on the perfect line there. Precision was needed. It offers it all the way up now. Peeling back and away, up towards that high ground angle. Castali running a mockery now over towards it. And nobody now left in a dire hot spot and position. It's a second round here, earned up for FUT. Maybe, just maybe, you can earn yourself a handhold to fight a way back in.
It's about getting belief and just giving yourself anything to work with on the other side of the map. Just because EDG's defense side looks good does not mean that they're going to be great on the attack. We saw on Pearl, actually, that they struggled quite a bit there. FUT need to keep their composure and just put rounds on the board and hope against hope that EDG's attack side does not look as good as this. If it does, well, the map's already over. Kangkang 16 and 4. And fast from FUT, looking to pressure Chichu.
Rapids and Chichu! Not dismayed at all. The trade is intact though from FUT, and a bit of spam as well. Might just do the job. Jenny falling down to 48 HP. Smokes in the face of Kangkang. Removing this avenue, and even Zeus just slipping past it all. Looking to take a timing forwards, but the same can be said for nobody. All the way forwards. Cam's going to be missing. See if there's diligence in his mind with the clearance into the corner. Dropping down. Not favored. Social Wilder puts him to bed, puts him to rest now. Smokes on smokes, making it all the more difficult for Kangkang to get anything at all. But it's full position. Yedoje's way out to the open. Zeus, though, that earlier position. Finds it towards Jenny, and now remaining. Jenny's no longer for the world. This is it. 1v2 time already ticking way too far away. Smoggy might as well make a go of it, but for FUT, it's that third round that they desperately needed. Just toying with Smoggy now. 9 bullets left, plenty more U to where that came from now. You're going to see it all just offloaded. So FUT have earned the slightest of margins to potentially piggyback off of.
But it's EDG still fully in control of the half. A really excellent defense side in general. Last two tournaments have been brutal for this region, for this team. They've been mocked, they've been jeered, but this is the wrong time to doubt their ascendancy. 4 rounds separate them and a date with another upper bracket game. If they can just find some attack rounds to work with.
Pure brilliance all around here from EDG, but I want a bit of a heat check to see how this crowd is feeling, because EDG on the precipice of something great.
EDG are looking to put the shadow of Santiago behind them. They weren't able to get anything done at the last Masters, but now they're looking like they could be back on form. And I think part of it is because of the EDG fans who have showed up today. They are the 6th member. So, 6th member, EDG fans, if you want to see your team take this one, if you believe in them, make some noise! And the FUT fans, I know you're out there. I see the EMEA fans. They know that their team can fight back in this second half. So let FUT hear you! We are being treated to an all-out barn burner, London. So let's keep this going for as long as we can. Let's enjoy every moment. London, let these teams hear you! At the end of this half, just one team will be the winner.
It's a packed house here today in the Copperbox Arena. FUT need every ounce of hope they can find here, but it's against all odds. It's against the 6th man that is powerhouse of EDG.
FUT have got a lot of inexperienced players, but they've been thriving here at London prior to this match. Prior to this map, even, you would say. Haven and Pearl, this could have been a 2-0.
Yeah.
It was, to be fair, FUT fighting back to get things into overtime on the second map. EDG got control towards the end, but FUT made it close. This is the first time that we're looking at FUT possibly on the receiving end of a bit of a whooping. They need a pistol here.
Waiting out for signs of life at a haunt. It was used on the south side of the map.
These duelists have been the heroes for FUT before.
As it is, potential high-low, but it's just been resolved ever so slightly. Zeus! Blink of an eye. Found the opening that they needed, and Chichu caught completely unaware. Mixing the match, and he's inside the cam.
FUT fall back immediately into these anchor setups as soon as the smokes are deployed. Smoggy and Jenny have actually got quite a lot of room to work with on the rest of the map, but there's just so many players alive. It should be FUT with a lifeline, trying to play it as safely as they possibly can. Don't want to let anything slip away from them after this great beginning.
No. Pistol round is essential if FUT are going to find a way back into this map, back into the series.
They're constantly fighting an uphill battle here, not just in terms of the scoreline, but it's easy to play against a crowd like this when you're winning. When you're dominating on Haven, you can feel like you're reveling in it and being the villain.
Last player
as soon as
standing.
you lose that a little bit, though, yeah, it can be tough. And this round's a great one for getting the confidence back online.
Essential for them. Jenny, he's going to take liberties here. Last alive at a 1v5. As I'll just look towards the future, farming up a couple of the orbs, because EDG with a sight line firmly set. Flawless here for FUT. It needed to be the case.
Good to see Zeus firing as well. He was 3-10 at some point in this. Since then, he's gone 4-1. I think he was 3-11 even. He might have just got 4 straight kills in a row.
Oh, this is a nice spot. Oh, this is a nice spot.
Setup's going to be laid down.
Yeah, I want to see across this round and the next, the EDG have got a good idea of how they want to take space on Fracture.
Oh my goodness!
Well, they've just been bullied immediately here.
Slapping them down over towards that B main angle. Tree control. Not quite theirs yet, but the damage firmly done. And Chichu spotted out in the back.
I mean, a round like this is one where you want to be trying to play for the orbs. And FUT have just decided we're dominating this one.
Stamped out any chance of an uprising or any chance for EDG to earn up a couple of ult orbs themselves. 4 players surviving. It's a big deal. It's a healthy bonus round that they can look forward to.
It's about the best beginning you could possibly get. Nobody on EDG anywhere near an ultimate. It'd be Smoggy with his Phoenix that would be starting to generate that. You'd think go towards a safe orb over towards Dish or over towards Tree. Well, they went for it here, and FUT, despite being on an anti-eco, brought the engagement to them, brought the aggression to them. That's what Kankan was talking about earlier. We have to be more aggressive than FUT. Both teams recognize the other like to fight.
Smoke.
Dish theory here from FUT. This is really weird positioning, but they're going to drop back into the A site.
Yeah, throwing out some util like they are, taking out horse control, but Kankan's all the way past this one. Forwards and more. Skills claimed. Stun ricochets, and he doesn't overheat in the moment, just inside this smoke. Trying to play it perfectly, which he does. 6 HP, but already the damage being done. He's definitely committed to the hard work here, trying to push and pull these players out into the open with a bit of a sound and a reload. Baby Chichu, one-man army almost still traded out and unaccounted for. Hold on, this is just turned around on a dime. EDG could have batted away forwards to get the plant down, but these are 2 players counted for in terms of positioning. But it all is up to Sociable. Is he going to be offered these chances? Not quite at all. Wonderful discipline for round 15. EDG got a bit dicey, but they earned the round regardless.
I actually love the way that Kankan's played this as well. Perfect crosshair placement onto Sop, and then he just waits. He knows if he pumps the brakes, they're going to push into him. And Shishu's hyper aware. As soon as he gets spotted by Sociable, he knows he's going to get pinched on the other side, swings around, deals with Yetu. Early doors here, but EDG showing that they can mix up some tempos, add some pauses into their play, and put the pressure on FUT in more ways than one. Smoggy's still not up to this Phoenix ult.
Multitude of orbs to really pick from here, but that's going to be fast lane. Cuts up towards halls and open at the door as well. Trying to pull some attention from FUT. Hoping that they're going to re-clear it.
Neon wall layered with the Phoenix wall, baited out the full dash from Sop. FUT don't really have the tools to be able to re-explore this area without Crystallian. He's at Dish. EDG set up for this B hit. It's all on Zeus on this high ground position.
Yeah, Trip of the feet though is going to be tangling up this ultimate. Yet a J and the high ground punch. Zeus! It's 2 in the blink of an eye. Gives his team a bit of a lifeline in a round like this. A 2v2 is going to be called for. Plan though, committed.
Smoggy has that ult.
Already utilized just to get themselves all the way in. The Nightfall now is going to be scattering. Forwards gets the acknowledgement they were looking for, but Smoggy still not dealt with. Tiptoeing, sidestepping, trying to dance around these bullets, but it's Sociable who wins it out now into the 1v1. All turned. Has an orbital strike, but he wants to keep the gun out. Smoke to cut off the available angles. Left guessing as to where Chichu could be. Here's the footstep, orbital strike. This is to push him all the way out into the open. Chichu, no choice but to retreat. And Amoli alongside it. Slips his way around the corner to Sociable, can stick this all the way. Chichu survives on a shred of life.
I think, Brent, literally the regen armor has saved his life there. During the midst of that orbital strike, he took a bunch of damage, and the regen shield has come back up, and he's lived with 12 HP.
That's ridiculous.
I thought with the molly down, he should never have been able to get into that. Look at him.
Look at it. Regen shield dropped down 12 HP.
That is outrageous! I've never seen that happen before. I thought Sociable had that one wrapped up. Surely that is curtains for FUT now. EDG have created a 6-round advantage and stolen this away.
It can't be stopped.
Zeus is going to try to have a word about it. Picks up the showstopper over towards halls. EDG are expecting some level of that high-low setup they ran into on the pistol. They walk Kankan in, no need to commit the flash. Contact plays.
Attempting to punish as well the weaker buy of FUT. You've got an outlaw in his hands.
They're also going to try to use Nobody's Fade utility to distract and pull these defenders away.
Hero Guardian from Sop. Nobody's util. It's a solo fake, which is all of this util.
It's pulled Sop off the angle.
Just away from the line for but a moment. Crystalli now gets the acknowledgement that they have missed a trick. Guardian. Sop Essentially a glass cannon is what he's going to be working with. The Molly going to be dropped down at his feet. No choice but to retreat. It's Stock just spamming onto the line. Head's going to be rolling. Zeus at that ultimate, but a showstopper committed. No chance of answering back, but a rapid rotation nevertheless. EDG are moving into a different direction now.
EDG does not have the gun for this, but the spike is wandering straight into his lap.
Oh my.
If Jenny comes close, it's over.
To judge. Well laid trap, yet nobody still. That is Sharp on the line.
Jenny sneaking past him.
He's all the way past it, surely not. Jenny! Banks pointed towards him. They can do no wrong, this EDG, but there is 12 seconds left and time is of the essence. FUT know it. It's a mad dash to see if they can play spoiler towards it, but EDG cannot be stopped.
It's absolutely divine. Everything that EDG do is working right now. Even when Zeus comes in with that Thunderbolt, this is the play that seals it up. How has he got the awareness to be sneaking around that trap setup? It's so beautiful.
Unreal stuff. Brings them up to 12, now on the precipice entirely for FUT. One round at a time is how they're going to have to take it, but a squeeze is going to be called for. An offside crunch actually finds success, but as a result of giving up map control, Cristali is going to look to stamp his mark, maybe get his team back in with controlling this tower control, but just one player, just with a Bulldog. Plant goes down, sidestepping. There's the acknowledgement at least, seeing these players. That's two tagged up just from that nightfall. Kang. Immediately there with a trade, with Sop removed and out of the picture. It's a 3v3. But FUT are left scrambling now, looking for any chance at all. But what can you do? When EDG are playing with fire in their hearts, with life in their eyes like this.
Enemy down.
Sociable.
Smoke's down.
He'll do his best. Smoke propped down, but the tools for the job are right there when they needed them. The orbital strike. Burning and bleeding down the clock. Sociable has no more choice but to stick this one. It's a slam dunk finish. It's a sure shot. And EDG sail their way forwards.
The fans in the Copperbox Arena are rewarded for their loyalty. A 13-4 dismal opening on Haven, but China's chosen champions, they're here to win. EDG, they overcome the doubts and strike that early bow in playoffs.
It's a monumental win here for EDG, a team that had everything said against them. And listen,
oh, they are the villains.
Kang trying to bring it up, trying to turn it around. It's all respect at the end of the day.
I don't think that you could be mad at FUT on a personal level, but my God, they were leveling in the idea early on of delivering the upset.
And that is a roar if I've ever heard one for EDG. This match meant everything. Strong start, their best foot forwards into playoffs. Yeah, look at the right, the wrongs of the past two events that they've attended. Much better beginnings overall.